All right, everybody, we're just getting started here. Getting the live streams going. Everybody, just getting the live streams, all of them running here. Getting started momentarily. All right, we're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube, vertical and regular screen. Excellent. And it is 5:45. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Right on time, as usual. We'll get started in about 5 minutes here. Give everybody a chance to join. Hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like and a follow. Say hi in the chat if you're watching, whether on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. If it's your first time joining, my name is Jared. I'm with Scamware 101. And our mission here at Scamware 101 is to spread awareness of scams that target individuals, just like you, like me, your friends, your family. Everyday scams, because individuals are a target as well. We're being targeted through email, phone calls, text messages, even snail mail scams are targeting individuals. So it's important to be aware of these types of scams and the tactics that scammers are using. We're going to go over about 20 different types of scams this evening on the live stream. Lots of useful information coming up for you. And we usually stream for about 4 hours. So now's a great time to share this live stream over on Facebook or Instagram. Hit that thumbs up, let a friend know, invite them in to watch. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up over the next couple hours here. And we're going to get started in about 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to get started here. And we're going to jump right into some common scam examples. But in the meantime, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. Let us know you're watching. I'm mainly monitoring the YouTube chat, but I'll check in on Facebook and Instagram too, here and there. So let me know you're watching. I want to hear your experiences. Which scams are you being targeted with? Are you falling for scams? Friends or family falling for scams? We're also going to go over a bunch of red flags as well to help you better spot these scams and identify them. We get started in about 2 minutes. You can join our free mailing list here on scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. It's free to join, and we'll let you know when we release new content and reminders when we're going live. Things like that. And we're going to share lots of examples of these scams too on the live stream this evening. We're going to share examples of email scams. We're going to play some recordings of phone call scams. Show you some text message scams that are circulating. Also, you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones from becoming a victim to these scams. So again, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up and that like button. We're on all your favorite social media platforms. So make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And help us spread awareness of these scams. Because that's our goal here, is to spread awareness. Because awareness is key. We get started in about 1 minute here. We're looking good over on Instagram. We're looking good over on Facebook. So if you're joining, you're watching over there, say hi in the chat, in the comments. We're switching back and forth, checking in on you, answering any questions. Same thing with YouTube. I'm monitoring the YouTube chats as well. We got a vertical stream going and a regular stream going. So whichever your preference is. All right, 550. Let's get this started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Jared with Scamware 101. And if this is your first time seeing one of our live streams here, it's one of the ways that we like to try and spread awareness of common scams. We do this live stream every week, and we go over 20 different types of common scams that are circulating. And these are all scams that target individuals, just like you, your friends, your loved ones. All right, we'll go over some red flags to help you identify these scams and recognize them before becoming a victim. All right, and we're going to show you some real examples of these scams that are circulating. Email scams, phone calls, text messages, even some snail mail scams that are arriving through the post service, because scammers are still using that too. So all important to be aware of. All recent examples, most of these examples are from the past year, and they're currently circulating, and all important to be aware of. So lots of good stuff coming up in this live stream. We usually stream for about 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, so still time to invite your friends over. Share this live stream right now. Let's see if we get some more people in here. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Hit that like button. And let's see if we can spread awareness of these scams. Definitely follow, like, subscribe. We need subscribers and followers. It'll help us spread awareness. We pretty much rely on our viewers like you. So hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Over on our website, we have a mailing list. It's free. Go to scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. And we'll keep you updated when new scam warnings come out and when new content is posted. And if you want to donate, we also take donations too. It's scamaware101.com/donate. And we have super thanks and memberships enabled over on YouTube as well. So check out those options if you want to help out by pitching in a few bucks. We always appreciate it, but we don't expect it. It's all good. We're happy if you click the like button. If you hit the like button and share the content, that's good enough for me. So anyway, welcome to the live stream again. My name is Jared. And we do this live stream every week, help spread awareness. We also release videos on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page to also spread awareness of scams. So make sure to check out our YouTube channel. A lot of the scams that we're going to discuss this evening, we have videos for them on our YouTube channel. So if we discuss a scam that you think someone should know about, go check out our YouTube channel. There might be a video to share that goes along with it. Make sure to hit the like button when you're there. So with that said, let's get this live stream started and talk about some common scams. And again, as we go through these scams, make sure to leave a comment, say something in the chat, share your experiences. The way we do these live streams, I have an agenda here on the screen, and it's just something to stick with, along the way. But it's totally fine to pivot and discuss other types of scams too. If the viewers say something in the chat, they mention a scam or have a question, we could definitely talk about that and address it. Nothing's in stone as far as the agenda goes on these live streams. And I like to switch it up too. So feel free to participate. Let us know in the chat what scammers are being targeted with. Ask your questions, share experiences. We want to hear them. And then the more engagement too, the more the algorithm shares our content and helps spread awareness. So say on the chat. Let us know you're watching. And with that said, enough of that. Let's go and discuss some common scams here. The first scam we're going to talk about this evening are arrest warrant scams or jury duty scams. That's when a victim is contacted by a scammer who's impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. Right? And a lot of times, these arrest warrant scammers, they'll say that you missed jury duty, and that's why they're going to issue a warrant for your arrest. They'll be very demanding on the phone. They'll try to get you to make a payment right away, and they'll try to scare you to make you think that you're going to be arrested. They'll get very threatening. They'll say that deputies are going to be sent over there right now if you don't make a payment, and it could be a scary situation for somebody that doesn't realize it's a scam. And something to keep in mind about these arrest warrant scams and many other scams is that these scammers manipulate the caller ID, meaning when they call you and they're impersonating a local sheriff's office, they'll show that phone number on the caller ID. Even though the scammer's located on a whole nother continent across the globe, they're still showing on a caller ID as the local sheriff. So you can't trust the caller ID. We see this a lot with these arrest warrant scams, that they're impersonating local law enforcement. The caller ID says the local police department's name on it, right? But it's a scam. So definitely get that. If you take away anything from what I'm mentioning, it's the caller ID piece of this. Realize that you can't trust caller ID, and you have to confirm. No matter who the person claims they are, they claim to be law enforcement, you have to hang up and confirm. And that's what you need to do in these arrest warrant scams, if you're even concerned that it's true. What you do is you just say, what organization are you calling from? They say, whatever department. Okay, you hang up and then reach out to the department directly. All right, don't trust the person on the phone, and be aware that this is a very common scam, these arrest warrant scams, or jury duty scams. We're seeing a lot of these warnings about these arrest warrant scams coming from local law enforcement, because basically the scammer is impersonating local law enforcement, right? They're impersonating local law enforcement. They're showing the local department's name on the caller ID. So the police don't like it. The sheriffs don't like it. And we're seeing a lot of warnings coming out of local sheriff's departments and law enforcement about this type of scam. So if you get a phone call claiming that there's going to be an arrest warrant issued, threatening you to make a payment immediately, or they're going to send deputies over there, be suspicious. It's probably a scam, right? And definitely don't trust the person on the phone. You got to hang up and verify. And one more note about this is we've also had reports that these scammers will include fake paperwork. They'll offer to send over fake paperwork, as evidence that there's going to be an arrest warrant issued. So you have to be aware of that too. Just because they're saying they're going to send you over paperwork and they're going to email it to you, that doesn't mean you can trust it. So be aware of it. And, if you're concerned it's real, it's fine. Hang up and reach out to the organization directly. But don't trust unsolicited phone calls. It's important. So let me know in the chat and in the comments if you've received any of these arrest warrant scams. I got a phone call the other day, and I thought it was going to end up being an arrest warrant scam. I started recording it, but they hung up on me. So it's too bad. I would have loved to get one of those recorded. But anyway. So that's the first scam that we're going to talk about this evening. How are we all doing out there? If you're watching, let me know in the chat. Say in the comments. If you're just joining, I see some viewers just popping in now. We're on Facebook and Instagram. If you're just joining, say hi. Let us know you're watching. We want to hear your experiences about these scams. In the meantime, our mission here, over here at Scamaware 101, is to spread awareness of these scams. And one way we do that is this live stream. And by the way, this arrest warrant scam that we just talked about, we have a video about this one on our YouTube channel too. So you go check that out. We included some clips from local law enforcement, some clips of them, making the announcement to the media and warning about these types of scams. So go check out that video and the other video we have on our YouTube channel, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and like button. Help us spread awareness. That's the first scam that we're going to talk about this evening. We have a lot more. We're going to go over about 20 different types of scams. We're going to share some examples with you. So you'll be prepared. This way you'll be able to recognize these scams before becoming a victim. Hey, Barbara, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Welcome back. Over on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So if you're watching, say hi, share your experiences. We want to hear from you. But let's continue with some more scams to be aware of, with some examples to show you. The next scam we're going to talk about here are bank impersonation scams. It's important to be aware of these bank impersonation scams, especially because we're being targeted from many directions by these scammers. And what I mean by that is we're being targeted with phone calls from these scammers that impersonate the bank. We're being targeted with text messages from scammers that impersonate the bank. We're also being targeted with emails, those fake emails that impersonate the bank. So it's important to be aware that any type of unsolicited communication that claims to be your bank, phone call, email, text message, even a letter, you just have to have your guard up, and you need to confirm and verify that it's actually truly from your bank. So basically how these bank impersonation scams work is the scammers impersonate the bank, and they'll usually claim there's suspicious activity detected under the victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring their funds to the scammers, thinking that they're transferring to the bank. And this is another example of when the caller ID, we know that the caller ID has been showing the bank's phone number when these scammers call. So it's another example of these scammers spoofing the caller ID. That's what it's called when they manipulate the phone number shown on caller ID. So you'll receive a phone call. It'll have your bank's name on the caller ID. The person on the phone will say, "Hi, I'm calling from your bank," but it's a scammer that's probably in another country. So you need to be aware of that. And I'm going to share an example of one of these bank scams with you here on the screen. And the example that you can see right now is actually an example of a scam text message that's impersonating the bank. And you could tell that it's trying to trick the victim into thinking that there's been a transaction on their bank account. It says, "Verify TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not." Right? So it's trying to be one of those fraud alert or transaction confirmation messages that you get from the bank sometimes. But it's not. It's actually from a scammer. And here's a story that actually goes along with this example, this text message example. The person who provided it to me, right before they received this text message, they also received a phone call. They didn't answer the phone call, but the caller ID showed TD Bank's phone number. It showed their name and number on caller ID. She didn't answer the phone, and immediately after she gets a text message that's impersonating TD Bank. And it goes to show that these scammers, they're persistent. They don't just give up, right? They called, she didn't answer. Okay, we're going to send a text message now. And that's what they did. And this is the text message that they sent after she didn't answer. So anyway, it's another example of how the caller ID, you can't trust it, even if it says the bank's name and number. And we know this is one of those scams where that's happening. And the thing with this text message example here, there's a few red flags that indicate it's not really from the bank. Okay, the first one is it doesn't indicate the account number in any way. If this was a real message from the bank, it would have said like the last 4 digits of the account, or it would have had some kind of indicator of the account, right? And it didn't. The other thing was it came from a phone number, like an actual phone number here. Whereas if it came from the bank, it would have been from one of those short 5 or 6 digit numbers. It wouldn't have been from an actual phone number like this. So that was another red flag where, hey, if this had been from the bank, it would have been from one of those short codes, instead of a full phone number. And then the other red flag about this was the capitalization is off, right? The C in card is capitalized for no reason. The T in transaction is capitalized for no reason. The N in not is capitalized for no reason. So there's like little capitalization mistakes too that kind of, they're indicators, right? That isn't really from the bank. So you get a text message like this, you're concerned, you think it might be real. Don't reply, don't call back, right? Go check your bank. Check your bank or call your bank back directly. Don't trust the phone number. Don't trust anything in a text message, but call your bank back directly. You can look at the back of your card, your bank card, and call the number on the back of your card. Right? And again, even if you're getting a phone call, and the phone call shows that number, it matches, that's, you still have to hang up because the scammers know this, and they'll spoof the phone number that's shown. They'll make it appear like it's the bank. So you always have to hang up. You always have to call your bank directly and verify. So be aware of that, right? And that example is just another example. They target you over the phone. They target you over a text message. And here's a news article from about a year ago. And it's about a victim who fell for this scam. A young Connecticut woman. And it all started because she answered a trusted Wells Fargo number that called her phone. Her caller ID showed Wells Fargo. She thought it was her bank. And even though the things that they told her sounded strange, I'm talking to the bank. The caller ID says I am, right? But she wasn't. She was actually talking to the scammer. So it's very important to realize that you can't trust the caller ID. And in her case, the scammers drained her bank account, she said. And they told her that something was going on with her Zelle account. Somebody had access to her Zelle account. And they told her she needed to secure her Zelle account by sending money to the bank. And that would go right back in her account. So she transferred all her money. She thought she was transferring it to the bank as instructed. She was actually sending it to scammers. Zelle was a red flag too. You know, if you're talking to a stranger that's claiming they're from the bank and they're telling you use Zelle, don't trust it. But anyway, it just goes to show, right? The whole point about this is these bank impersonation scams. You're being targeted through email. You're being targeted through text message. You're being targeted with a phone call. So any unsolicited communication claiming to be your bank, you have to have your guard up. You have to be suspicious. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. Got my Scamaware 101 coffee mug, travel mug here. Check out our YouTube store for some more Scamaware 101 items. We've got some coffee mugs and travel mugs and mouse pads and some other cool things to keep on your desk, some stickers. You know, all things you can kind of keep in front of you. You can give to a friend that they keep on their desk and it reminds them, don't fall for these scams. Be aware. They make great gifts. Go get them a coffee mug for that friend or family member that keeps falling for scams. Give them a mouse pad so it's always right there in front of them. If you're just joining, make sure to join our mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you some Scamaware tips, reminders when we're going live. All useful stuff. Keep yourself, keep your loved ones, friends and family safe from scammers. You know, awareness is key. Realizing after the fact is too late. These scammers want to take everything from you. There are no second chances. So you need to be able to recognize these scams before you lose any money. So awareness is key, and that's why we do this live stream. It's also why we release videos on YouTube, and you should definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and follow. Help us spread awareness. And we're going to be going for at least another 2 hours here on the live stream. So there's plenty of time. Invite some friends. Let's get some more people in here in the chat and the comments section, and spread awareness about these scams. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. We're still going to go for a couple more hours. You join the free mailing list on Scamaware 101. There's also a link to our store here, our online store. You go to our YouTube channel or on our website at the bottom. You see the gift shop merch link. Got some fun items there you could order. Help support our mission. It's on our YouTube channel. We have the link here on our website. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We have links to all our official pages here on our website, scamaware101.com. We're on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube. So make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and help us spread awareness. Next scam we're going to talk about are tech support scams. We did a video about this one too. And all the examples that we're going to share with you right now are also included in that video. So you go share that video with a friend, family member, or loved one. A lot of older folks are the reported victims of this type of scam. So let the older folks in your family know about this one, or if you're the older folks in your family, be aware of this one. All right, and how a tech support scam works is victims are usually, you'll be browsing the internet, mind your own business, right? And victims receive a fake virus alert on their device, and they're tricked into calling a fake tech support phone number. And the thing about this scam is it doesn't matter what device you're on. If you're browsing the internet, you could be susceptible to this type of scam. You could be on your desktop computer, your Windows computer, and boom, you get one of these fake pop-ups. Or you could be on your iPhone, browsing the internet, and boom, you get a pop-up on your iPhone. And the way these pop-ups are designed is that they trick you into calling the scammer. So really, everybody could be subject to these fake virus alerts and these fake pop-ups that try to trick you into calling a tech support phone number. And basically what happens is once the victim is tricked into calling the tech support number, a scammer impersonates support, and they usually access the victim's device. And once they're on a victim's device, they try to get into their bank accounts, they steal all their files. They could install software that lets them access the device later when the victim's not on it. All scary stuff. So it's important to be aware of these tech support scams and not to call these phone numbers that are on these fake virus alerts. And the way that you know that's a fake virus alert is it has a phone number. If it has a phone number, then you know it's fake. A real virus alert from your antivirus software, it doesn't have a phone number to call. All right, so if you get one of these pop-ups saying your virus is infected or there's an update, don't trust it if it has a phone number. Right? That's how you know it's definitely a fake alert and a fake pop-up. Let me know in the chat and the comments if you've received this type of fake tech support, fake virus alerts, and fake pop-ups. I'm going to show you some examples of them right now. So let's start with this one. This is a fake virus alert, and it's how they kick off a tech support scam. And as you can see, it impersonates McAfee. It has their logo, their colors. It says action required. Your PC is infected with viruses. It says call McAfee helpline. It has a number to call. But if you call that number, it's a scam. Because you have to realize what you're up against here. These scammers, they are hanging out in a call center, and they're answering phones. There's a call center just full of scammers, and they're trained to answer these phone calls, impersonate tech support, impersonate McAfee, and their job is to scam you out of everything you have, to get into your bank accounts, to tell you that not only do you have a virus, but somebody's accessing your accounts. You have to get in there and transfer your money out. They try to trick you into moving your money to them. Everything, your entire checking account, your savings account, retirement fund, they want it all, which is why it's so important to realize that when you get these pop-ups or these fake alerts, that they're a scam. You need to realize right away, because realizing after the fact is too late. So let me show you some more examples of these fake virus alerts or pop-ups that try to trick you into a tech support scam. Here's another one that impersonates Norton by Symantec. Right? Threats detected, call support. System critically infected. If you're not able to click on this button, immediately contact support. It has a phone number to call. Right? But if you call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. And again, you know it's fake because it has a phone number to call. A real virus alert wouldn't have a phone number to call. Here's one that impersonates Windows Defender. Threat detected. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. And it could look pretty legit. It has logos, right? It's got Windows Defender logo. It's got the Microsoft logo. There's a couple red flags. You see that capitalization is off in the word Microsoft, so that's a little bit of a red flag there, right? But you can see how somebody could fall for this. It looks pretty legit, but it's not. If you call that number, you get connected to a scammer. And now I mentioned that the thing about these tech support scams is that everybody is susceptible to them, meaning that it doesn't matter if you're on a Windows machine or your iPhone or your Mac device. And here's some examples. Here's one that targets Mac users specifically. It has a Safari logo there. Big scary letters, virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Right? But it's designed to scare you. It wants to scare you so you're not thinking straight, and it wants you to react quickly. But if you call that number, you're connected to a scammer. Here's another one. This one impersonates AppleCare. Warning, macOS is infected with viruses. Has the Apple logo. Please call Apple support, and has a number to call. But if you call that number, you're connected to a scammer. A real virus alert wouldn't have a phone number to call like this. And here's one more that impersonates Apple. It's got an Apple logo there. It says, call Apple helpline. There's a number to call. Warning, macOS is infected with spyware and other malicious applications. Spyware must be removed and system damage repaired. All right, call Apple support. But if you call that number, it's a scam. They'll impersonate Apple support, and they'll say they're going to help you. But then you're going to connect to your computer, and they're going to try to get into your bank accounts, encrypt your files, hold them for ransom, blackmail you. So you have to be aware of these tech support scams. And look, everybody, it could be vulnerable to this type of scam. And the age, a lot of people, they pick on the older folks age-wise. But fun fact, recently, every year the FTC releases a report. And in the report, as far as which age groups fall for scams the most, it wasn't the older folks. It was actually the middle-aged folks that they fell for more scams. The thing was, the older folks, they lost more money. They didn't fall for as many scams, but they lost more because they had more to lose, right? They have retirement and savings, and all that gets stolen. So Middle-aged folks, younger folks, don't think you're vulnerable. The older folks aren't the ones that are falling for, all the scams. They're just losing a lot of money. So awareness goes across the board, though, for that reason. No matter what age you are, whether you're the older folks, you need to know because you're losing a lot of money, to these scams. If you're younger folks, you need to be aware because you're falling for a lot of these scams. So I'm not an ageist over here. Age doesn't make a difference to me. Everybody needs to be aware about these type of scams because everybody's vulnerable and everybody's falling for them. So how we doing out there if you're just joining? Checking in on live streams here. We're streaming live on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. We got some viewers over on Facebook. Say hi in the comments. Let me know you're watching over there on Facebook. Let me know how you found us over here. And make sure to hit that follow and like button. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We're going over 20 different types of scams on this live stream. And we're going to be going for at least another hour, 2 hours, probably at least another 2 hours. So let me know you're watching. Share the live stream. Let's get some more people in here. And we want to hear your experiences. I want to interact with you people. I want to hear your stories and which scams you've been targeted with. Which ones people have been targeted with or fallen for. And we're going to keep on going through the examples here and spreading awareness about these scams. But we also want to hear what you have to say as well. So make sure to hit that like button. Join our free mailing list. It's on scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. It's the best way to stay up to date and current. We'll let you know when we post new content and reminders when we're going live. Scamaware101.com. Join mailing list. We gladly take donations too. Scamaware101.com/donate or scan that QR code on your screen. And we have super thanks enabled and memberships enabled over on YouTube as well. So if you want to throw us a couple bucks, we appreciate it. You want to do a monthly membership on YouTube, we appreciate it. And if you just want to donate directly, scamaware101.com/donate. And you can also support our mission. We got some items available in our store, YouTube store. We got coffee mugs, travel mugs, mouse pads, stickers. Help spread awareness about scams. Remind your loved ones not to fall for them. So check that out over on our YouTube store. And also we have a link on our website as well. It's all ways you can help support Scamaware 101. Hey, John, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you, as always. So I've got some viewers in this week, some new faces, some familiar faces. Very good. As always, if you're watching on Instagram, watching on Facebook, let me know you're watching over in the chat in the comments. Our goal here at Scamaware 101 is to spread awareness about these scams, and these are all scams that target individuals. There's a lot of resources out there for companies and employees, and they do employee training and things like that out there, but no one's looking out for the individuals, the scams that are targeting everyday folks, right? Like the grandparent scams, the family scams, things like that. Almost like this road toll scam, which is the next scam we're going to talk about right now. Oh, but before we jump into that, I see John just sent 100 for 2 jewels. I still haven't figured out what that is on YouTube, but keep sending them, I guess. I appreciate it. I tried to see afterwards what the heck it was. I don't know. I couldn't even find anything about it. So, I don't know if it's anything tangible or what it is, John. But thank you for the imaginary jewels, I guess. Unless I'm reading it wrong, and then one day I'm just gonna find out that I got Bitcoin sitting in my YouTube account. But anyway, I don't want to get distracted here. Let's get back to these road toll scams, because you're not here to hear my corny jokes here on the live stream. You're here to learn about scams. You can protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and that's what we're gonna be doing here. And this scam is a road toll scam. We actually released a video about this one last year, and it's only become more popular and more common since. So basically, these road toll scams is when scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and claim that an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by the victim. There never was an unpaid toll due. And this scam has kind of evolved into a fake traffic ticket scam, which we'll talk about next. But first, let me show you a few examples of some of the agencies that this scam impersonates, just to give you an idea of how far these scammers will go. They've impersonated SunPass, Peach Pass, Quick Pass, Good to Go, Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway, Fast Track, Drive Easy Maryland. And that's only to name a few. We've seen them actually impersonate the DMV, Department of Transportation, Easy Drive Massachusetts, and the list goes on and on. So if you get any type of text message claiming you owe a toll, be suspicious. Definitely don't trust the links. And at this point, we've seen every state pretty much targeted with these. In this example, you'll see one that mentions Florida. Please pay your toll in Florida by January 22nd in order to avoid excessive late fees and potential legal action. Please pay the tolls in time. Thank you for your cooperation. And that has a link to the fake website here. But don't ever trust that link. Don't click unsolicited links. That's how people get scammed. And you see there's this instruction at the bottom of the text message too. It says, please reply yes, then exit and reopen the text message again. That's a red flag. If you see that at the bottom of the text message, be suspicious. We see that a lot from scammers, that instruction to reply and then reopen. But let me show you another example. This one impersonated Easy Drive Massachusetts, and it came from a number outside of the U.S. You see the country code is 63 from the phone number it came from, and that's actually the Philippines. But you see this says, Easy Drive Massachusetts reminder, your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. And it has the website or the link to the fake website. But it's a scam. You click that link, get taken to the fake website, and it steals any information you enter. And also, notice that little red flag there. It's got that instruction. Please reply with yes and exit and reopen. That's always a red flag. So looking at this text message, I mean, there's 3 glaring red flags, right? The first one is it came from a country code of 63. Right, a phone number outside of the U.S. So that's red flag number 1. The second one is the website is like, it's a weird address. It's easydrivemaali.xin/VIP. It's some weird URL that doesn't look official at all, right? So that's a red flag. And then you have the instruction at the end where it says, please reply yes and reopen, right? So you have 3 big red flags that indicate this one's a scam. But don't get cocky, because these have become much more convincing. These unpaid road toll scams. Here's another one. Also, you can see it came from the Philippines. It's got the 63 country code. Your vehicle has an unpaid toll bill. To avoid excessive late fees on your bill, please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. Toll amount $6.99. And there's a link to this fake sounding website. They try to make it convincing. See how they put easydrivema.com in the address, but then it has -pay kk.top. Right, that's a scam. Right, they try to make it seem like the address is more real or convincing by putting Easy Drive MA or Easy Pass or SunPass in it, but it's not really the website. You can see it's actually a much longer, weird sounding website. And there's that instruction, that red flag, right? Please reply yes and reopen. Go watch out for the red flags. But these are these fake unpaid road toll scams. Some versions of this scam that we've seen, the text messages, and in this example, you can see it came from a number inside the U.S. Right? The text message just came with an attachment, as a PDF attached, which, by the way, is another example of how never open attachment, whether it comes from an email or a text message, an attachment that you weren't expecting from an unsolicited source. Best case, it just takes you to a fake website. Worst case, it infects your device with a virus or malware. In this case, it just has a PDF file attached, and it's a much longer letter claiming you missed a toll, and it has a pay now link to a fake website. Right, you can see this one impersonates the Toll Enforcement Authority. And they put all these scary things that are going to happen if you don't pay. Additional fines, administrative fees, suspension or revocation of vehicle registration, referral to collections, which may affect your credit, potential civil or legal proceedings. Right? All scary stuff. So people get this and they're, oh, I better pay this now real quick. It's only $9. I better pay now. But they don't realize they click that link, they're actually going to get any payment details they enter stolen. So any text message you get, claiming you have unpaid road toll, watch out for it. And just to give you one more example, before we go on to the next scam here, if you did click the link in one of these fake road toll texts, it might take you to a website that looks like this. This one impersonates Washington State's Good to Go service. It has a logo there, has a color theme. It looks like a pretty convincing website. And then you click payment. And then it has the payment details it asks you for. But any details entered are going to get stolen by a scammer. It doesn't matter how realistic that these websites look. It's no big deal for scammers to put up these fake websites. They do it very quickly. Now, what's interesting about these road toll scams, it's actually a pretty good example of how these scams have evolved over the past year, thanks to AI. Because what I mean by that is we saw so many different variations of this road toll scam. The text messages started changing. The wording started being different. Every other week, a different version was getting reported. And you could tell that the scammers were using AI to create these different variations of these text messages. Well, it evolved into a different scam here. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to find the examples here. These fake road toll scams, which, before I even show you the next scam, what do you do if you get one of these fake road toll scam text messages and you're concerned that's real? Well, first of all, don't click the link, right? You can't trust any link that comes in any of these text messages claiming you have unpaid toll, all right? If you're concerned it's real, go look up the legit website of the agency, right? Usually it's going to end in .gov, right? Go find the actual website for the agency and check that way. Or if you have the app on your phone, right? Like if you're already a SunPass customer and you get a message impersonating SunPass, check the app that's on your phone already. But don't click any links that come from these text messages. At this point, we've seen so many variations of these unpaid road toll scams where they impersonate so many different agencies. Really, any text message you get from any agency could be a scammer at this point. So, like with all the scams, don't trust the links, don't trust the contact information that's in the message. Right? Go, if you're concerned that's real, go find the official website or official phone number and contact the agency directly. And that's it for these fake road toll scams. Very important to be aware of. How we doing out there? Let me know if you're watching in the chat, in the comments. We're going for a couple hours. So let's get some more people in here. Hit that like button, the follow button, subscribe. Help us spread awareness. We need as much help as we get. We just do this every week to spread awareness, trying to put something good out there into the world, right? So, and you can be a part of it by just clicking that like button, clicking that subscribe button, and follow button. And look, this is all information that people need to be aware of. Scam awareness is key. I can't stress it enough because realizing after the fact is too late. These scammers, they want to take everything from you. You need to be able to spot it before you send money to a scammer or for to trick you. These scammers are ruthless. They want to take everything. They don't just stop with, $100. Hey, Dave. Dave, you're asking. I see Dave is saying, yeah, in the chat. I was trying to figure that out too, Dave. I don't know. John sent me a few of those in the other chat. And, yeah, I have no idea what they are. Bundles and send a variety of gifts on illegible creators, vertical live streams. Oh, so that's why the other one only has it available. Interesting. So they're digital gifts that viewers can purchase in bundles. Are they worth anything? I don't get it. Or just like, I don't know. Can I sell them for cash? All right. Anyway, let's go on to our next scam here. Because we cover about 20 different types of scams on this live stream. Right, so we still have a lot more coming. This is our, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on scam number 5 here. So we have a lot more coming. We'll go over some red flags too. So keep watching, keep staying tuned, invite some people in here. Hey, Anna, welcome to the Facebook comments. Good to see you. What about flights that I'm asking to pay for. What do you mean? That sounds like a romance scam type thing. Like, who's asking you to pay for flights? Tell me more. Tell me more, Anna. I'll do my best to answer. We'll see if any of our other viewers know more about what you're mentioning too. And in the meantime, so we just talked about these road toll scams, but that scam, it kind of evolved now into this fake traffic ticket scam. And you can see that it's coming out of the Philippines in this example, right? We got the 63 country code. And there's a text message, and it's very similar to the unpaid road toll scam. Right? But they've gotten more advanced, a little bit more threatening, a little bit more professional sounding. Right? And in this case, they're impersonating the Illinois Department of Vehicles, so DMV. Right? They're impersonating the DMV there. And it says, final notice, enforcement penalties begin on July 25th. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Illinois Code 15C-16. If you do not complete payment by July 24th, we will take the following actions. Right? And it follows the whole theme of scary things that are going to happen if you don't react now. Remember, these scammers want a reaction, and they rely on fear a lot of times to get that reaction. Report to the DMV violation database. Suspend your vehicle registration. Suspend driving privileges for 30 days. Transfer to a toll booth and charge a 35% service fee. You may be prosecuted, and your credit score will be affected. And it's got the pay now to the fake website. And there's that red flag instruction at the end where it says, please pay immediately. Reply yes and reopen. Right? There's that instruction to watch out for. Oh, and then he also mentioned pay immediately to avoid license suspension. But it's all a scam. They're just trying to scare you. Right? In this example, you can see the one that is impersonating the Illinois Department of Vehicles. But here's another example. It's identical. Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Right? Same scam. Even references to same fake code. Same threats. Except this one says Nebraska. So it's the same scam circulating in multiple states, across multiple states. And it's very similar to the unpaid road toll scam that was circulating. So you get text messages like these. Claim you have unpaid road toll, a traffic ticket. Don't trust it. Don't trust the links. Be suspicious. You know, if you're concerned, it's real. Most of the time it's not. I mean, this isn't how law enforcement reaches out to you about unpaid tolls and traffic tickets. Right? So if you're concerned it's real, though, make sure to reach out directly to the actual organization. Right? Look up the actual DMV website for Illinois. Make sure it's the real one, though, because scammers sell fake websites. Right? So... what you all think? You get any of those text messages? I was getting slammed by the unpaid road toll scams for a while, but then it slowed down a little bit. But people still report them to me. And the fake traffic ones started seeming to be more popular now, I think, these fake traffic tickets. Oh, I tried replying to Anna over on Facebook here. I just sent you, I typed it in the chat to see if that reaches you instead. But if anybody else watching on Facebook and Instagram, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Share your experiences. Tell me what scams you want to talk about or which ones you're encountering. We got Dave reporting that pig butchering coming in strong. Yeah. That's been strong for a while, man. I don't see it going away anytime soon either. Gotta watch out for the pig butchering scams for sure. In fact, we're going to be talking about wrong number scam right now. And these wrong number scams are usually one of the most common ways that a pig butchering scam gets initiated or started. Thus we know that this is how scammers are reaching their victims, through these wrong number scams. And before we dive into that wrong number scam, I just want to say hi to anybody that's just joining. Welcome to the live streams. We're streaming live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We got a vertical stream going on YouTube. We got a regular screen going on YouTube as well. We're monitoring the chat here. We're monitoring the comments over on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So let me know what scams you want to hear about, what scams you want to talk about. I want to hear your stories. Tell me what scams you're being targeted by, and I'll answer you live here on the live streams. So hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe. Help us spread awareness about these scams, all important scams to be aware of, all circulating now, all targeting individuals, not just companies, but these are scams that target individuals that you need to be aware of, your loved ones need to be aware of. And look, being aware of these scams is how you're going to be able to protect yourself. Recognizing after the fact is too late. Realizing after you've lost your money, you're not going to get it back. Most times, sadly, these victims of scams, they don't get their money back. It's never recovered. These scammers are good at getting the money in ways where it's very hard for victims to get it back, whether it's through crypto or gift cards, which we're going to talk about more later on this live stream as we go over red flags to help you recognize these scams. Also on this live stream, we discuss over 20 different types of scams. So we're only on scam number 6 here, wrong number scams. So we still have a lot more coming up. So get your friends over here watching, share it with someone, go copy that link and send it to some friends right now. Let's get some more people in the live stream. Let's get some more people hitting that like button and helping get involved here. We're trying to put something good out there, and you could help. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, subscribe. A lot of scams we're talking about this evening, we have videos on our YouTube channel about as well. In fact, this wrong number scam that we're going to talk about right now is actually our most popular video. It's our first and only video so far to hit over 100,000 views. It hit 100K views, which is wild. So go check out that video on our YouTube channel about wrong number scams. And all the examples that we're going to share with you right now about these wrong number scams are also in that video too. So make sure to let me know in the comments in the chat here if you've been getting targeted with any of these wrong number scams. So what is a wrong number scam? Basically, scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies wrong number, or who is this, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim. As trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance or pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the trusting victim. All right. So a lot of times you hear about these pig butchering victims or romance scam victims, and a lot of times they get started with these wrong number scams. Right? And the important thing to recognize about a wrong number scam is it's like part one of the scam. Right? It's a way that a scammer reaches new victims. They initiate conversation with a random number. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong number, but you seem nice. What's your name? Where are you from? Blah blah blah. Right? And then it evolves into a different type of scam once they got the victim hooked. But the wrong number scam, recognizing the wrong number scam, is key to stopping it from evolving into a romance or pig butchering scam, right? You want to be able to recognize these wrong number scams when they happen. In fact, if you've ever wondered why you've gotten so many wrong number text messages before, this is why. It's actually a common scam. So what is a wrong number scam? Well, as I said, these scammers send out text messages, random numbers. And the goal is to get somebody to reply. Someone to reply, who is this? Or wrong number. And it could start with any kind of random text message. You could start with, excuse me, is this Emma? Hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or just hi. Right? You get one of these text messages, you want to reply back and be like, wrong number, or who is this? But then the scammer's got you. Right? So I personally, and I recommend to you, don't even reply to wrong number text messages. Even if it seems legit, it seems innocent, it just starts with hi, don't even reply. Right? Because in my experience, and in most cases, 99% of the time, it's going to be a scammer. It's not really somebody with a wrong number. And once you reply, they know that you have an active number. They're going to target you with more scams now. They know you're reading. They know you reply. So you need to watch out for these wrong number scams, even if they seem to start out with an innocent random text message. And we have some examples of how the conversation might evolve here. All right, so here in this example, you get a random message. I'm Margaret. Are you Lillian? Person replies back, I'm Izzy. I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number and Lillian's number. Hope I didn't disturb your good day. Right? Victim replies back, that's okay. At this point, the conversation should end. Right? It's been established as a wrong number. There's no reason to keep going. But because it's a scam, the scammers going to continue and start asking more details about the potential victim. In this case, the scammer replies, thank you for your understanding and patience. You're a kind person. I hope you have a good day today. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age? All right, so, and that's usually what these scammers start doing with. And by the way, this is actually a bot. In most cases, this isn't even a person at first. This is a bot. This bot messages you. It's messaging thousands and thousands of people the same thing. It's gathering basic information, and eventually it'll connect you to a real scammer. But at first, it's not even a real person. Here's another example. You get a random text message, have a cup of coffee together sometime. Person replies back, who is this? Well, if it's not my friend Laura, I guess I've forgotten, blah, blah, blah. They give you a story. Yeah, wrong number. Right? At that point, it should stop. Been established. The scammer keeps going. I'm sorry. I thought this was Laura's number. I think I dialed the wrong number or area code. Hope I'm not bothering you. Victim replies back, nah, you're good. Have a great day. Right? Always smile. The scammer keeps going. Thank you for your kindness to my situation. I just realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right. So in this example, the scammer is trying to find out where you're from. The previous example, they asked your age. They're going to eventually ask all, where are you from? What's your age? What's your name? They ask if you're single or married. Oops, sorry, I was just reading the chat here. I didn't mean to get distracted on it. Dave is putting information about how these rubies work, so that's good to know. Interesting. Huh, okay. In this example, the wrong number scam, and this was one that actually did. We got a random text message, said hi. Right? So we replied back, and we're like, you know what, I'm going to record this for our live stream here. So this was one that was targeting me. Random text message, starts out, says hi. Reply back, who's this? Person replies back, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Right? At that point, it should really stop, but scammer replies, oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Reply back, that's okay, no problem. Again, conversation should end, but because it's a wrong number scam, it's going to keep going. All right? Thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we can be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Right? So now it's asking her name. We reply back Pat. Could be a girl, could be a guy. Right? So we reply back Pat. Scammer replies back, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia. I'm currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? At that point, you know, I got my example. I ended the conversation. But they're going to ask your name. They're going to ask your location. They're going to ask your age. And it's all part of a wrong number scam. So let me know in the chat if you've gotten any of these text messages or wondered why you've gotten these strange text messages. I have one more example here I'm going to share with you. Wrong number scams. Sometimes they'll include a photo or a picture. Right, this one came in. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And it includes a picture. And you could tell that this one came to me too. I didn't reply, and it was a scam. Right? And 4 hours on the dot after not replying. So the initial message came in at 1:58 p.m. 4 hours on the dot at 5:58 p.m. Got a follow-up message. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? So what's important to recognize is this is a bot. Right? This isn't a real person sending you this picture. It's a bot. Right? It's sending out the same text message to thousands and thousands of people, and anybody who doesn't answer, it's going to follow up 4 hours later saying, have you got the pictures I sent? All right? It's a program. It's a bot. It's not even real. It's gathering your information, and eventually, if you keep the conversation going, eventually it's going to connect you to a real scammer that's Gonna try to get you into pig butchering or romance scam. Happens all the time. Be aware of it. I know plenty of people that have got themselves trapped by this. So if you get a text message like this, it's not your lucky day. It's a scam. So be aware of it. Check out the video on my on our YouTube channel, Scamware 101. Over on our YouTube channel, wrong number scams. 100K views. Lots of comments. Many comments confirming all the examples that they received identical text messages, identical pictures. So be aware of it. Wrong number scams. How are we doing out there? We just hit our first hour here. We're going for an hour. We do these live streams every week. Usually Thursdays at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So we just wrapped up our first hour here and covered 6 different types of scams. Showed you a whole bunch of examples of those scams. All important to be aware of. So you protect yourself, protect your loved ones, from becoming a victim of those scams. If you're just joining, it's not too late. Plenty of good stuff coming up. We're going for another 2 hours or so. 2, maybe even 3 hours this evening. So plenty of good stuff coming up. Still plenty of time to invite some friends here, get some more people into live stream. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Next up, we got some red flags coming up that we're going to go over. Just updating the agenda here. How are we all doing out there this evening? See some more viewers over in Facebook and Instagram. So let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. We could talk about what you want to talk about. Any common scams you're worried about? Any questions you want to ask about how to protect yourself and protect your loved ones? Or share your stories. We want to hear about it. All right. We're going to take our... Hey, Barra put in the red flags in the chat. Yeah, we got some red flags coming up next. We're just going to take the quick coffee break in 2 minutes. On these live streams, we usually take 2 quick coffee breaks. Usually after the first hour and the second hour, just to stay caffeinated for you lovely folks out there. Before we do that, coffee break real quick. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Hit that join mailing list button on scamaware101.com. It's free to join. We'll send you some updates and reminders when we're going live. Won't send you any junk mail, I promise, but you could unsubscribe at any time. It's all good. So check it out, scamaware101.com, and hit join mailing list. Make sure to follow us on our favorite social media platforms. We have links here on our homepage and linking to each of our official social media pages. Username is scamaware101 across all of them. But if you can't find us, we have the links here. YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, X. And we gladly take donations. You can scan that QR code on your screen or go to scamware101.com/donate. And we have super thanks and memberships enabled over on YouTube as well. If you want to help out with a few bucks that way, we'll take it. But in the meantime, we're just happy to get some likes, follows, and subscribers. So help us out that way, and let's get some more people in the live stream here. We're going to take the quick break, refill our Scamaware 101 coffee travel mug, which is also available on our YouTube shop. So if you want a coffee mug, mouse pads, some other things, check out our YouTube shop. It's also a link to our gift shop on our website as well, over here at the bottom. All right, so we'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we're going to go over some red flags to help you recognize a scammer. And then we have like 15 more scams too. So tons of good stuff coming up. Need a 5-minute break? Take it now. And let's get some more people in this live stream. Back momentarily. All right. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to continue with the live stream here in a moment. Let's see how we're doing over on live stream, over on Instagram. Looking good. Say hello in the chat if you're watching. Let me know what you want to hear about. Take a look at Facebook. Oh, hey, Anna, I see you replied here. Let me read what you say here. The scammer, romance, paying for fan cards. Now I'm asked about paying for flights. I'm dealing with this over 3 years. Dealing with more hard time calls on my phone. Romance scams from Pennsylvania for meet and greet. Yeah, and no, that's all stuff that you have to watch out for. I mean, it sounds like you're aware of it. So I mean, that's part one. Now you just gotta stop, I guess, falling for it. But yeah, that's a big problem, especially on the dating websites, celebrity impersonations, right? Lots of people falling for celebrity impersonation scams, fake meet and greets. Like, in the cases like meet and greets and things like that, you only want to buy tickets from official vendors. You want to make sure you're getting them from legit sources. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing in the comments, and I appreciate that. But yeah, it's a big problem. Celebrity impersonation, romance scams. It's interesting. Now they're asking you to buy flights. You said they started with gift cards, which is very common, and now flights, which is interesting. But hmm. Yeah, if they got you purchasing flights, you should watch this show. I think it's on Netflix. Maybe the Tinder Swindler. It's a good documentary on that type of thing. Maybe check that out. The Tinder Swindler. Let me know. Anybody else? Let me know in the comments and chat too if you've seen that one. It's a pretty good one. But it talks about the romance scams and things like that. All right. Well, let's get back to it. Excuse me. Trying to clear my throat right in the microphone. My apologies. All right. Welcome to the second portion of our live stream here. I'm Jared with Scamware 101, and we do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And our mission is to spread awareness of common scams that target individuals, just like you, your friends, your loved ones. So we cover about 20 different types of scams on this live stream. We're about 5 or 6 in so far, so plenty more to come up and to show you. We share examples of these emails, these text messages, play some recordings of these phone calls, all important scams to be aware of. And right now, we're going to continue with some red flags to be aware of, that if you encounter any of these, it's a good indicator that you could be dealing with a scammer. We also did a video on these red flags as well. So if there's anyone any loved ones that you feel should be aware of these red flags, which really everybody should be aware of these red flags, you could share that video with them. It's over on our YouTube channel. Five red flags to be aware of if you're dealing with a scammer. So let's jump into it. We're going to start with red flag number 1. And for Anna, or on Facebook, a lot of these red flags too, these might help you in that situation with these romance scammers, because a lot of these red flags you'll encounter from these scammers. So let's talk about the first one, right? They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation, right? We see this a lot. Scammers love to communicate on these third-party chat apps because it's easier for them to communicate with victims in other countries, and it also offers them more anonymity to hide behind, right? So a lot of times these conversations will be initiated by a scammer in a more traditional method, email, text message, maybe on a dating website, but eventually they're going to ask you to continue talking on WhatsApp or Telegram. In fact, Anna over on Facebook, what did they ask you to talk on once you're talking to them? They direct you to WhatsApp and Telegram? Let me know if you're still there in the chat watching or listening. I'd love to hear that. But some examples where it's part of the playbook for these scammers to redirect you to Telegram or WhatsApp is romance scams. They create these fake dating profiles to lure in new victims. Then they direct the victim to continue talking on WhatsApp. Wrong number scams, right? We just talked about a wrong number scam. And a lot of times as those conversations evolve, eventually the wrong number scammer will ask the victim to continue talking on WhatsApp or Telegram. Investment scams, we see it a lot, where victims are directed to join a Telegram group or WhatsApp group. And that group will have other scammers or false information to help pump up an investment. All right, so that's red flag number one. If you're talking to somebody on the internet, they're asking you to continue the conversation on Telegram or WhatsApp, it's a red flag. Just be aware that scammers prefer talking in that way. Red flag number two. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Right? Those are all red flags, those forms of payment. Scammers love receiving payment in those unusual ways. And the reason why is because it's easier for them to move and transfer the funds quickly. And it's also harder for victims to recover the money once it's set. Right? So these unusual forms of payment, these gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing money at a Bitcoin ATM, major red flag. They're dealing with a scammer. And some scams where that's part of their playbook, right? IRS and Social Security, government imposter scams, right? These scammers impersonate the government. They ask for payment in gift cards and cryptocurrency. That's always a red flag because as of right now, the government does not accept gift cards or cryptocurrency as payment. Right? Maybe in the future they'll accept cryptocurrency, but right now they don't. So if anybody's calling up impersonating the government, claiming to be from IRS, Social Security, and trying to get you to purchase gift cards or cryptocurrency, it's a scam. 100%. It's a red flag and it's a scam. Romance scams. Right? A lot of times these romance scammers, they request gift cards and cryptocurrency from an emotionally attached victim. Right? And the victim thinks, all right, I'm just sending somebody I'm in a relationship with a gift card because that's what we want. But the scammer really wants a gift card because once it's sent, you're not going to be able to get it back. You know, once you realize that you're being scammed, you can't get a gift card back from them, right? So, and then the cryptocurrency. They trick victims usually into depositing cryptocurrency into an account. And they tell the victim, oh, you have access to the account. It's for us to start a life together, right? The victim doesn't realize, but they don't have access to the account. And once they send that cryptocurrency, they're not going to be able to get it back from the scammer. So it's always a red flag. Even if you think you're talking to someone that you've never met and they're into you, right? And they're asking you for gift cards and cryptocurrency, it's a red flag. You have to be aware of that, especially on these dating, pig butchering, and romance scam types. And then there's bank impersonation scams. Right? Again, that's a red flag when someone from a bank is telling you withdraw cash and purchase gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency. They tell you to deposit at a Bitcoin ATM. All red flags. A bank's not going to tell you to do this. So you need to be aware of that. It's always a red flag if somebody's telling you gift cards, cryptocurrency. Don't trust it. Be aware. That's red flag number 2. And again, we cover these red flags in that video on our YouTube channel as well. So, you know, these same slides and these same examples. So check that out. Share it with a loved one that needs to know it. There we go. I see Anna giving me some info in the chat too. She says they asked for her Zangy. Okay, that's a third-party messenger too, right? The Zangy, I don't use that one or anything, but and then and they asked for Apple cards. Yep. So any type of gift card is a red flag. Apple cards are extremely common. You know, they love to get those, but there's other ones too. Any type of gift card, like retailer gift card, is a red flag. Thanks for the info. Yeah, I see you're coming from Pennsylvania. Yeah, you know, it doesn't even matter where you're from. Everybody's targeted with this, too. You know, inside the U.S. So, but it sounds like you're pretty aware of it though, so that's good. Yeah, and those are all red flags. Also, but look, somebody you never met before, they start asking you for like gift cards, flights, like you mentioned. I mean, that it's almost guaranteed that you know it's a scam. The big rule is never give anybody money. A lot of times they say they're from the military, right? They're from the military, so they're overseas, and they give you excuses, and they always have excuses not to meet celebrities. When they're impersonating celebrities, they always say they're traveling here for this, and they can't get together, and they're traveling there for that. You know, it's easy for them to say that. It's convenient for scammers to say they're that person because it gives them a lot of excuses for not meeting up, right? So you have to be suspicious of that type of stuff. But yeah, thanks for sharing. And all good stuff. Important to be aware of. Red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. So there's no reason an individual should be sending a code to your phone and asking you to give it to them. That's a big red flag. It's an indicator that they're trying to do something shady. They might be trying to open an account attached to your phone number. They might be trying to log into an account attached to your phone number. They might be trying to reset a password to one of your accounts that's linked to your phone number, right? And by providing a code to this individual, you're allowing them to do whatever malicious activity they're trying to do. And we see this a lot on marketplace type websites like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And the scammer impersonates a buyer or seller, and they'll say, I just want to send a code to your phone to verify your phone number, right? But if you send the code back to them, they're actually going to do something malicious. And some examples of what they might do, where it's part of the playbook, they might be trying to log into one of your accounts that's linked with your phone. So you get this text message and this number, that's a security measure, right? It's being sent to you, warning you, hey, someone's logging into your account. Here's the code. If you provide that code, you let the person into your account. So you should never give a code that's being sent to your phone to an individual. They could be trying to reset one of your passwords, right? And you're getting this code sent to your phone as a security measure, right? By having this code, you're allowing them to reset your password if you send it back to them. And then there's something known as a Google Voice scam. And it's an example of a scammer might be trying to create an account and link it to your phone number. They like to do that with Google Voice accounts because when they do that, they actually get a free phone number from Google as well. But they have to use a unique phone number. So they will link a Google Voice account to your phone. If you give them that code, you allow it. You're saying, hey, I'm legit, here's a code. And then they're able to link their fraudulent Google Voice account to your phone. But the whole point is, if an individual is asking you to provide a code back to them, if there's something suspicious going on, don't trust it. I think I just made up a word. I think I just combined fishy and suspicious. I said suspicious or something. Suspicious. That's a new word for you. Something suspicious. Anyway, that's red flag number 3 to watch out for. If somebody's claiming to send a code to your phone and to give it back to them, don't trust it. It's a scam, especially if you're on a marketplace type website. Who's with me? Who's run into this before? Let me know in the chats and the live stream. I want to hear from you. See some people over in the Facebook. And thanks again for sharing your experience with us, Anna. Always appreciate that. If there's anybody else watching over on Facebook, I see the viewer count. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. At least hit that like button. We'll be streaming for at least another hour or two. So we got lots more good stuff coming up. We're going to go over a couple more red flags and some actual scam examples we're going to continue sharing with you. All important stuff to be aware of and to watch out for. All active scams, all circulating, all targeting individuals. But let's keep going here. Red flag number 4. They ask to connect to your PC or device to assist or investigate an issue. Scammers love to connect to their victims' devices and computers. It's a goldmine for them. They could steal victims' logins and passwords. They could steal or encrypt victims' personal files. They could access banking websites and files that are on the victim's computer and device. It's all useful stuff to a scammer to steal your identity and attempt to access your finances. They could also install software that lets them access your device later. So there's always a red flag if a stranger is trying to connect to your device. And we see this a lot with tech support scams and customer service scams where you're tricked into calling a fake tech support number or a fake customer support number, and the scammer asks to access your device. So it should always trigger a red flag. Rethink. If you find yourself on a phone call with some kind of support number that you've never dealt with before or looked up on the internet or just had pop up, some unfamiliar support number, and they're asking to connect your device, it should be a red flag. And pause and reanalyze. Wait a minute. Have I ever called this number before? Am I sure I called the right number? Don't let these strangers on your device. Right, and we see this a lot now, unfortunately, where it has become more common for these scammers to want to access your device. And some examples of where it's part of the playbook, right? These fake virus alerts or tech support scams I just mentioned. When they impersonate tech support, usually you get a fake virus alert and you call a fake phone number. You don't realize you're talking to scammers, but they impersonate tech support and they ask to connect your device to help with the virus or the fake problem. We see it with fake order scams where they impersonate customer support. You think you're calling to dispute a fake order, and you're really talking to a scammer. And they say, sure, let me connect your device and see what you say. Right? But it's all a trick to get onto your device. There's a fake fraudulent activity scam, and that's when the scammer impersonates a bank or an agency that's investigating fraud. And once they get you on the phone, they say, yeah, let me connect your device. We'll check your bank accounts together. We'll see if there's anything suspicious. But what they're actually doing is they're actually tricking you into giving them access to your device and logging into each of your bank accounts while they're on your device, right? All scary stuff. You never want to let these scammers onto your device. It's always a big red flag and should create pause if someone you've never dealt with before is asking to connect your device or computer. So that's red flag number 4. Again, these red flags that we're covering, we released a video about these on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe, like, and you can share that video too with loved ones if you think they'd find this information useful, which really they should. You hear these victims' stories, and a lot of times one of these red flags usually comes up. So let's catch up on chat here. Oh, we got Barbara. You're asking more about number 4? We could talk about it a little bit more here. How red flag number 4, they ask to connect your PC or device to assist with an issue. So there's a lot of scams now where part of the playbook is the scammer wants to connect your device. And they'll do this by impersonating tech support or customer support. And you get connected to them a few different ways, right? We talked about the tech support scam earlier, where you get a fake virus alert and it says, call this number, right? And you're connected to a fake tech support scammer, right? You think you're talking to tech support, and then the scammer says, let me connect your device to look at the virus. Let me connect your device to see what error message you're getting, right? So you'll be talking to a scammer thinking it's tech support, and it'll trick you into letting tech support onto your device, right? So that's one example of a scammer trying to connect to your device. Another one is customer support scam, right? Where they impersonate a customer support rep. A lot of times that gets started with, you'll get an email or a text message, fake notification that says, an order was placed, call this number to cancel it, call this number to dispute it, right? It's a fake notification, but you end up on the phone with, you think it's customer support, it's actually a scammer, right? So you're talking to this scammer, the scammer's like, oh, let me connect your device to see the notification or to see what you say. And once they're on your computer, the reason why it's a gold mine to them, right, is because you have everything on there. You could have any logins and passwords that you have saved in your browser, for example. If you have it saved in Chrome or somewhere else, on your computer, they could extract that. They could extract those logins that you have saved. They could encrypt your files, and they could withhold them for ransom, right? So they'll encrypt all your family pictures and stuff like that, and be like, now you have to pay us if you ever want them back. That's more common with companies. They encrypt companies' data, but there's no reason they can't do that to individuals too. They blackmail individuals, right? If they find stuff that's personal or embarrassing. Wait a minute. So, but how can you not open things? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, how can you not let them onto your device? Because what they do is they trick you and they give them access. They pretend to be tech support. So you think you're dealing with tech support, and you say, yeah, sure. They tell you, go to this website, let me onto your device. Or they trick you into thinking that you're dealing with customer support. And they say, yeah, let me connect your device. Just go to this website and they'll connect your device. You have to let them in. But that's the whole idea why you need to recognize these scams, and that's a red flag. All right, that's why it's important to recognize any request from a stranger that you've never dealt with before, right? That's a red flag. In fact, when it comes to even letting anybody onto your devices and computer, here's what I say when it comes to that. You should already have in mind the person you're going to call with your computer problems, right? Whether maybe it's that family member that's good with computers and can help you. Maybe it's the local computer shop, that you bring your computer to get worked on at, right? Or maybe it's the tech support people at work, right? But you should have someone in mind, or get someone in mind, that if something happens with your computer, you would just go to them, right? This way, you get a virus alert instead of calling a stranger. You already know, I'm just going to reach out to my computer guy and talk to them, right? So you should have in mind how you would react to any kind of computer issue, and only let those specific people onto your device. If you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with a tech support number you've never dealt with, be suspicious, and before letting anybody on your device, just be 100% sure who you're actually dealing with too. Right? Dave mentioned some good examples there. AnyDesk, TeamViewer, those are common. That's what these scammers will do. When you get connected to them, they'll say, go to anydesk.com and install this. Go to teamviewer.com and install this. Those are some common ways they'll trick a victim into letting them onto their device. Yeah, good examples, Dave. Thank you for putting that in there. Yeah, so asking to connect your PC, or saying, asking you to install AnyDesk or TeamViewer, or install something on your, be suspicious. It's a big red flag. Good stuff. Thank you for asking, Barbara. Hey, I had no problem. You're welcome. Thanks for checking out the live stream. Appreciate it. Anybody else is just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. We're just going over some common scam examples of being aware of. We're going over some red flags right now to help you recognize when you're dealing with a scammer. We're actually on red flag number 5. We're going to cover 5 red flags. We're on number 5, but we have a video about this. So if you missed any of these red flags, you can find that video on our YouTube channel too, and you could share it with some friends and loved ones. But let's continue with red flag number 5 here. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe if you're just joining us. We appreciate it. Red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's very common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people, because the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? So a lot of times these scammers, they work into their narrative about how you have to keep something secret, why you can't tell anybody about this, why you got to keep it confidential. When they're giving you all these requests and reasons to stay quiet about something, it should be a red flag. And some examples of these scams where it's part of playbook for them to ask for secrecy or confidentiality is grandparent scams, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But it's basically when they impersonate a relative, they claim, and in law enforcement, they claim a relative's in trouble, right? And they'll say, your son or daughter, they're embarrassed and ask you not to tell anybody, right? That's a red flag, right? That's actually their way of trying to trick you into being like, oh, don't tell anybody about this right now. Your loved one's embarrassed. They'll talk to you later, but they ask you not to tell anybody. So don't, keep it quiet. That's the request for secrecy. That should be a red flag. Investment scams, right? They tell you it's an inside tip and not to tell anybody, or a price is just for you. Don't share it with anybody. All right? But really, they just don't want you to talk to anybody because somebody might point out, hey, man, that's a scam. All right? Inheritance scams. We're going to show you an example of one of these a little later. They'll mail letters. Actual physical letters arrive. Right? And they'll impersonate law offices. The letterhead will have a law office's address and logo at the top. And they'll impersonate a law office, offering to help you with the inheritance. Right? But they'll say the request confidentiality. And we'll have an example of that we're going to share with you a little later in the live stream. And there's the fake fraudulent activity. Again, where they're impersonating the bank. They impersonate maybe an agency investigating fraud. They tell you something strange is happening on your account, right? But what they'll do, and this is how they do it, they'll say, but this is an open investigation, so you can't tell anybody about this. You can't tell the bank teller about this, and don't tell anybody you talk to us. Otherwise, you could ruin the investigation, and then we're going to hold you responsible, right? So they try to scare the person, don't tell anybody because you ruined the whole investigation. They're just trying to get the victim not to talk to anybody, at least long enough for them to take all their money and disappear. Right, so that's always a red flag. Red flag number 5, they request you to keep the matter confidential or secret. Right? And we'll see that some more in some examples that we're going to share as we continue with the live stream. Who's just joining us? Welcome to the live stream if you are. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're going to be going for, let's see here, at least another hour, probably 2 hours, probably closer to 2 hours actually. So plenty more good stuff coming up, scams to be aware of. We went over 6 different types of scams so far, and we went over 5 red flags, which, again, we have a video of those red flags on our YouTube channel, so make sure to check that out if you missed any of them. And you can share them with a loved one, make them aware of those red flags. Because, again, scam awareness is key. It's so important, because if you don't recognize these scams early enough, recognizing after the fact, after you've lost your money, it's not going to help. You've already lost your money. Sadly, funds aren't recovered. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to recognizing these scams and stopping them. All right, so over here at Scamware 101, that's our mission, spread awareness of these scams. We release videos on YouTube. We have a social media presence. You can follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, X. You join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com, and you join mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going live, let you know when we post new content. We won't send you junk mail. You could unsubscribe at any time, but I promise you we won't send you junk mail, and it's all useful stuff to be aware of. So scamware101.com and join mailing list. Also, again, we do this live stream every Thursday, so make sure to follow us on social media. We should go for about 3-4 hours, so we're about an hour and a half in right now, so we're a little about, maybe about halfway through, but we'll probably go closer to 4 hours, so plenty of good stuff. So share this live stream. Let's get some more people in here. Hit that like button, say hi in the chat, and share your experiences. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. We got some people in the various live streams going, which are helping out in the chat too, and answering questions, which is great. So I want to hear from you. What if they keep texting you when they are known to stop? Look, if they keep texting you, to be honest, it's tough. It's tough. You can keep on just blocking numbers and reporting them, but they have so many different numbers they got to text you from. It's really tough, right? The good thing is, if it's a personal phone, you could at least not answer if they're not a contact, right? I don't answer unknown phone numbers. If it's somebody I know, they'll at least send me a text message or leave a voicemail. But if they're not a contact, if they're not on my phone by default, I'm not going to answer it. All right. If it's a business line, then it's a little trickier, because now it's like you're not answering. So that's a little tougher of a question. But as far as individuals go, which is what I mostly focus on, over here, my recommendation is don't even answer. If it's not a contact, don't answer. All right. So that's really the safest thing. And going back to text messages too, if it's just text messages that they're sending you, I recommended earlier when we were talking about wrong number scams. My recommendation was don't even reply to numbers you don't recognize, right? Because that's a scam in itself. A random message that just says hi from an unknown number, that's a scam trying to get you to reply. They're trying to confirm that you're an active user on the other end of that number. You actually read the messages, you reply to them. Then they're going to target you even more. So really the best thing you could do is just any unknown numbers that are texting you, right? At the very least, don't reply. If you could tell right off the bat they're a scam, report them as a scam and junk. And just as a general rule, don't answer the phone or engage with unknown numbers that aren't in your contacts. I see in your comments, Anna, that you said that, you threaten them, with the authorities, and you tell them to stop. Even engaging in that way it tells them that you're an active phone number. They're going to target you more from different numbers. That's why like not engaging at all is the best, right? You get a message from an unknown number, mark it as junk and block it, right? You get a phone call from a number, mark it as spam and block it, right? Unless it's a known number. And eventually it usually slows down. But the more you engage, the more exposed you're making yourself. Because they realize, okay, at least it's an active number. Let's target her from 5 other numbers now. All right, so it's better just to not even engage, not even reply. All right, mark them as junk and spam, block them. And, yeah, I mean, that's my advice when it comes to that. Thank you for, asking, sharing. You know, they have tons of like software and everything, like these apps for your phone, and it's even built in now. You know, you get the calls and they're labeled as scam likely. So so at this point, it's just like, you know, the assumption is unless they're a contact in your phone, I don't engage with them at all. But good stuff. Thanks for asking. We're streaming live on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. All good stuff. And actually, the next portion of this live stream here, we're going to go back into some more scam examples. This is actually probably my favorite batch of examples that we're going to go over, because we're going to start with a grandparent scam. We're going to share a video right now in a moment that I think is fascinating. And I love to share this video, and it shows how these grandparent scams work. So let me go bring up that slide right now. Here we go. All right, grandparent scams. So, what's a grandparent scam? It's when scammers impersonate a distressed relative claiming to have been arrested and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. Right? And it's called a grandparent scam because parents and grandparents are the ones who are targeted. And what's evil about this scam is they use the kids and loved ones as bait. They make it sound like their children or grandchildren are in trouble and need help immediately. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I would never fall for that. I would know if my granddaughter or grandson, or I would know if it was actually my relative on the phone. That's what I used to think. But we actually have a video that we're going to share with you right now. And it actually shows you a scammer who opening this type of scam. And what's fascinating about this video, you can see the thumbnail right here on my screen now. What's fascinating about this video is this is actually a scammer that's in the Dominican Republic. And another YouTuber, he goes by the name of Scam Sandwich, and he's a scam baiter YouTube guy that records and messes with the scammers. He actually was able to get into this scammer's computer. He got a virus on their computer, and he turned on their webcam, and he recorded them doing a grandparent scam. So in this video, the short video, we're actually going to be able to see this scammer impersonate the loved one. Right? He calls up the victim, impersonates their loved one, who's in distress and crying, "I've been in an accident, I need help." And then we're going to watch him impersonate law enforcement, a police officer. Right? And it happens so quick, like within the first 20 seconds, that's all the victim hears of their loved one. And the person's in distress. It could be anyone's loved one that's crying, right? So I want to play this video for you so you can hear for yourself and maybe get a better idea about how people could actually fall for this type of scam, how a scammer impersonating your loved one, could actually be convincing, and how it could convince you. So let's take a look at this video right now. And let me know if you can't hear it, that the volume's okay. Turn up the volume a little for you. It might be a little too loud. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
The next
Right, it's a fascinating video. Can you see how, after watching that video, I kind of have a better understanding of how somebody could fall for that and think that they're talking to a loved one, because they literally only get 20 seconds. All they hear is just someone distressed, crying. It could have been anyone's loved one, right? 20 seconds, real quick. Sounds like their loved one's in panic, and then it switches over to impersonating a cop. And when he switches over to impersonate a cop, it actually has. You could hear he starts playing police chatter in the background for police scanners to make it sound like he's actually with the police department. Right? He tells the victim, "We've confiscated her phone, so don't try to call her." Right? Which is all. None of this is true. Right? But they just kind of put that there to kind of trick the victim into not even thinking about calling the loved one. Don't bother trying to call because we took her phone. Right? So and the request for secrecy. Right? Where he mentioned that red flag. Where at the end he goes, "She's embarrassed about this, so let's not tell anybody about this for now. Respect her wishes." Right? That's all part of the scam. They're just trying to get you to keep quiet about it. So you can see how this, look, these scammers, they're professionals. They do this for a living. You know, this guy, this scammer that we just watched, he's known as an opener. And I have some clippings from an article here that mentions that these openers, and it talks about how his job is to reach out to these victims. He impersonates a loved one, goes through the whole story. A whole bunch of them from the Dominican Republic actually got busted. And they were scamming elderly victims in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, impersonating the victims' children and grandchildren, close relatives. Right, and then what happens is after he tells the victim, "Okay, stand by, I'll be reaching out to you," then the other scammers, because they work in teams, the closers, they reach out to the victim and they bleed the victim dry. First, they'll impersonate law offices and defense attorneys to take money. They'll impersonate the police department to take money. Then they'll impersonate court personnel, and they'll keep on impersonating agency after agency until your grandparent or your parents, they have no money left to give. And they're doing it all because they think you're in trouble, right? Or because you think your loved one's in trouble. All right, so it's important to be aware of this scam. These scammers are ruthless. They want to take everything you have. You know, they specifically target, it's called the grandparent scam for a reason. They're specifically targeting your grandparents and your parents. And they're using you as the bait. So important to be aware of that one. If you're the grandparent or parent, be aware of this one too. This way, if the scammer reaches out to you and they try to pull this one on you, there's a new version going around where they impersonate, where they're reaching out to parents of college kids, right? And they're claiming to be with the campus police and saying that a fine needs to be paid. Right? So there's a different little spin on it, a different little variation. But this grandparent scam, watch out for it. There's quite a few different groups running this scam that are out there. There's a few in the Dominican Republic. We've heard reports about in Canada and other places too. So, grandparent scams, be aware of them, watch out for them. Let me know in the comments in the chat if you ever encountered that type of scam or had a friend or loved one fall for that one or encounter it. But Important to be aware of that one. And again, keep in mind the caller ID. It's been known to show the number of the law enforcement there claiming to be, right? So you get this phone call, they're claiming to be a local sheriff or law enforcement. They'll make the phone number look like it's your local police department or sheriff. So be aware of it. You can't trust it. You got to hang up and verify. You have to hang up and verify. Can't trust it or anything. Like Dave says earlier in the chat, right? Don't trust, verify. Anyway, lots more scams we're going to cover here, but that's a grandparent scam. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it, and be aware of it for yourself as well. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. We do this every week, every Thursday, usually 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. So we're coming up on our second hour. We're wrapping up our second hour, almost. We still got a good hour and probably another half hour after that. Maybe 2 hours. I don't know. We'll see. But we got a lot of good stuff coming up in the live stream still. Lots more scam examples to go over. We're going to cover at least 20 different types of examples this evening. And we're maybe about halfway through, or getting close about halfway through. So we still got plenty more to share with you. Next, we're going to go over some fake order scams, undeliverable package scams, some fake retail website scams, all active and important scams to be aware of, especially this time of year, because we're going to start seeing a lot of these next few scams as the end of the year approaches. Like a few of these pick up during the holidays. Specifically, the undeliverable package scams always pick up during the holidays. The fake retail websites always pick up during the holidays. A fake order scam. So it's scam season, people. October, starting from now till the end of the year, going into January, it is scam season. So next few scams that we're going to show you right now, expect to see a uptick of them, especially as the end of the year gets closer and the holidays start approaching. And as I show you these scams, let me know in the chat and the comments if you're experiencing them and if you're seeing more of them coming in too. We want to hear from you and what you're seeing. So this next scam we're going to talk about here is actually known as a fake order scam. And this is another one that we did videos about, or we have a video about. Definitely share it with a loved one. This is important to know. This is another scam where we're being targeted from all directions. And what I mean by that, again, is we're getting text messages with these fake order scams. We're getting phone calls and robocalls with these fake order scams. We're getting emails with these fake order scams. And it's a tricky scam. And how these fake order scams work. Let me just change the slide real quick for you here. I just want to change a different slide. How these fake order scams typically work is you'll receive a notification that an order was made under your account. It might say you purchased an iPhone or purchased a MacBook or purchased a PlayStation. It could say anything was purchased under any kind of account. They might say at Walmart, or they might say at Amazon, or it might say at Apple. Right? That's the tricky thing about this type of scam. You could literally get any type of notification claiming you purchased a product and claiming to be with any vendor. We're going to share some examples with you. But the whole point of this fake order notification is the text message or the email or the phone call. It tells you to dispute this order. If you need to place this order, to dispute it, call this number. That's the scam. Right? They want to trick you into thinking an order was placed under your account, and they want to trick you into calling a number to dispute it. But when you call that number, you're connected to a scammer. And this type of scam, again, we get the fake order notification emails. We get the fake order notification text messages. We get the fake phone calls saying an order was placed. And if this wasn't you, press 1 to be connected to customer support. These are scams. It's a trick. They're trying to connect you to a scammer and make you think you're talking to tech support. And we have a few examples I'm going to share with you right now of this type of scam, because this is an important one to be aware of. Again, we have a video about this one too on our YouTube channel. But these fake order scams, here's a text message example. This same text message was reported to me by many people. Right? It impersonates Apple. And it says, we have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store for $143 paid by Apple Pay pre-authorization. And And then eventually it says to call this number immediately to cancel this charge if it's not you. But that's the scam. They want you to get this text message and be like, "Oh, that wasn't me. I didn't place a $143 charge. I better call this number." But if you call a number, you connect to a scammer. So see how that works? That's a fake order notification scam, fake purchase scam. All right, and that's a text message version. Again, they could say it's anybody. This example shows impersonates Apple, but they can impersonate any vendor. All right, so it's important to always have your guard up when you get some kind of notification about an order under your account. If you're concerned it's real, reach out directly to through an official channel, like log into your Apple account and check it directly, or reach out to Apple directly. But don't trust links, don't trust phone numbers, don't trust any information in this text message. Scammers will insert links to fake websites. They'll insert phone numbers to fake call centers. Right? You have to verify through official channels only. Right? In this case, you would check the Apple app on your device. Right? There's no reason to go calling or clicking links. But anyway, this is a text message version of a fake notification. The whole purpose is they're trying to get you to call them, to call a scammer and fool you into thinking you're talking to customer service. Tricky, right? Let me know if you've gotten any text messages like that. Let me know in the chat and the comments. A lot of people reported that exact example to me of that text message that claims to be from Apple. But as I mentioned already, this type of scam is targeting us from all directions, which is why it's so important to be aware of it. Right? I just showed you a text message version, but what about the phone call version? Right? I actually have 2 recordings of this to share with you, the fake order scam phone call examples. These are both active examples, currently circulating, all shared recently, recorded recently. So it's important to be aware of these specific phone calls and phone calls that are similar to them. Because, right, when it comes to this type of scam, the scammer can impersonate any vendor. They can claim any product with purchase. The whole idea is just to get you to call a number. It doesn't matter what they say you purchased or who they claim to be, as long as it tricks you to call that number. Right? They could say a Ferrari was purchased under your Amex account. Call this number to dispute it. Right? But anyway, let me play a couple examples of some real phone calls that, if you get these, avoid them, or if you get similar ones, be aware it's a scam. Right, this first one claims to be from Amazon and claims that you purchased a MacBook Pro. But it's a scam, and it's trying to trick you into calling the scammer back. So let's take a listen. And let me know in the chat and comments if you've gotten this phone call before.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
So the point of that was for when you answered, it's trying to trick you to press 1, and it connects you to a scammer. Right? The idea is you get that call, and it said, and I didn't purchase a MacBook, I better press 1. And then the scammer impersonates customer support. So be aware of that. Excuse me. Hope I didn't just blow up your screen. Or your ears. Sorry. Tried to hold in a sneeze, didn't work. But anyway, let's continue. So watch out for that phone call. Impersonates Amazon. Claims you purchased a MacBook. It's not true. If you press 1, you get connected to the scammer. Let's listen to this other example of fake order scam. This one impersonates Walmart and claims that you purchased a PlayStation. So let's take a listen to this one.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
Right, always a big red flag when it says return call at number shown instead of actually leaving a real phone number. So if you ever get those phone calls where it says call number displayed on caller ID, don't trust it. It's a big red flag. It's a scam. But anyway, that's another example of a fake order scam phone call. It claims a PlayStation was purchased. It claims it was under your Walmart account. And it tries to get you to call back a fake phone number to dispute the fake order that never happened. All right, so don't fall for it. You know, we're being targeted through text messages, just like I showed you. And now we're being targeted through phone calls like that I just played. for you. But I also mentioned that we're being targeted by email too. So I have a story here from a victim. It's about it from a little over a year ago. Still applies. Right. This was a 23-year-old Lincoln woman. Right. Notice the age there. I mentioned this earlier. People always they assume it's just the older folks, but the story right here, 23-year-old Lincoln woman. Right. This happens to people of all ages are falling for this type of scam. She lost $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam. The scam began with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase. Let's stop there. That's the fake order scam. She received an email, claimed that she purchased an iPhone, told her to call a number to dispute it. None of that was true. None of it happened. The email is a complete lie, the email that she gets, but she calls a number to dispute it. She doesn't realize that she's talking to a scammer. That's how the fake order notification works. Now, the scam then evolves into the second part, which is then they trick her into giving up her money, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But the whole point is these fake order scams, you need to be able to recognize them before it's too late. Right? When you get these alerts right off the bat, you need to be suspicious and know that you have to verify through official channels. You can't trust the phone number. You can't trust the links. Any kind of notification. It's a common scam. All right. So anyway, what's interesting about this article is it gives us some additional information what happens after she falls for this type of scam. And she's talking to the scammer now, right? She calls up to dispute this purchase. There was no purchase, but she's tricked into calling up to dispute it. Right? And what happens is she gets connected to scammers. And now this is how it progresses. The scammer says that you have multiple accounts open. Someone's using your identity. We're going to connect you to a CIA agent who's investigating this, right? And then they connect her to more scammers that are impersonating CIA agents, which could, they could easily say we're connecting you to the FBI or something, right? And they instruct her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. Then she's directed to purchase gift cards. Red flag, right? They tell her to go to Walmart to purchase gift cards and to send photos of receipts of those gift cards. Additionally, she sent another $500 gift card to the scammers, right? So they end up getting $4,100 from her as part of the scam. And that's why recognizing those red flags that we mentioned earlier are so important, because usually when you read a victim story like this, one of those red flags pops up. And in this case, it was telling her to purchase gift cards. Any mention of gift cards is a red flag. You need to be aware of it. And that's why we cover this on the live stream, and that's why we have a video about this specific scam too. Is that it's important to recognize it before you lose the money. Once you lose the money, that's gone. So don't fall for it. Fake order scams. If you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. Let me know you're watching the YouTube stream, the Instagram stream, the Facebook stream. We're live on all your favorite platforms right now. So make sure to hit that like button. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We just live stream every week. You can help support us. Join our free mailing list, and we'll keep you updated when we're releasing new content, reminders when we're going live. Join our mailing list on scamaware101.com and join mailing lists. Free to join, unsubscribe anytime. We won't send you a lot of junk mail, I promise. Just all useful reminders and scam awareness tips. Follow us on your favorite social media, YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We're most active on Facebook and YouTube. We're not as active on Instagram and the others, but definitely follow us. If you got all of them, follow us on all of them, but at least follow us on Facebook. Help us get our follower count up. Also, we have super thanks and memberships enabled over on YouTube as well. So if you want to throw us a couple bucks, help us out financially, we have that enabled over on YouTube. Memberships and super thanks. We also have, you can donate directly, scamaware101.com/donate. You could scan the QR code on your screen. So we appreciate any support we could get. But hey, we're happy to get some likes and some follows and subscribers too. Just trying to put something good out there and spread awareness of these scams that target individuals. Individuals like you, your friends, your loved ones. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow. Help us spread awareness. But we're going to continue here. We got some more examples that we're going to show you this evening. We got a good hour or so left, so we're going to keep it coming. Hey, Nigella, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Pleasure as always. Thank you for joining again. The next scam we're going to talk about here is undeliverable package scams. We did a video about this one a while ago, but it's still as relevant today as it was back then. We did it about a year ago. About a year ago, we were warning about this one back in October, November. Definitely November, maybe even earlier. But yeah, so this one's important to be aware of, especially now because it's going to start picking up more as the holidays approach, these undeliverable package scams. And basically how it works is these scammers, they'll send fake notifications to victims, and they'll claim that a package is undeliverable. The scammer impersonates UPS, FedEx, USPS, or any other type of delivery service, right? So the victim gets a completely random text message, sometimes an email, but most commonly a text message. It says they have a package that wasn't undeliverable, usually a problem with address or something like that. It tries to trick them into clicking a link to pay a redelivery fee. But it's a scam. Any information that gets entered into these fake websites will get stolen by the scammer, right? They're not just going to charge you a $3 redelivery fee. They're going to steal your information and purchase a lot more. And it's important to be aware of these undeliverable package scams because as the holidays approach, the scammers start increasing this scam and sending more out there because people are sending more packages back and forth. So they're more likely to fall for this if they get a text message about a package. You know, a lot more people might be expecting a package, so they might not think twice about clicking that link. Here's an example of what one of these text messages might look like. From USPS, subject, due to invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered, but has been suspended due to incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address before 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. And it's got the link to the fake website. But the thing is, FedEx, USPS, UPS, they'll never send text messages like these. Never. So if you get any type of text message like this, it's a scam. And there's all different versions. Here's another one. Impersonates USPS. There's that red flag that we mentioned earlier, where at the bottom of the text it has that instruction where it says, please reply yes and reopen. That's always a red flag. Scammers include that on a lot of their text messages. But this is just another example of an undeliverable package scam. It's impersonating USPS. You get a text message. It says, your package is at the warehouse, cannot be delivered. Please confirm your address within 12 hours. And they try to trick you into clicking this fake link. But don't fall for it because any information you enter will get stolen. And these scammers get creative. Here's another one. This one's a group text. Because they'll do that. These scammers will send a group text for some reason. They named it USPS. I guess they make it feels like it's more legit or something. But they see, since the package does not have a house number, the package transportation is interrupted. Please update. And it's got the link to the fake website. A couple more examples of this undeliverable package scam for you. These next two examples, they actually have an attachment. So a text message comes in, it has an HTML file attached. It has the USPS logo. Looks legit with the logo, right? But they got the USPS logo. Dear customer, your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we are unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. It says, please click on the HTML file above to update your address. But like I reminded you earlier, never trust attachments that you weren't expecting. Whether it's an email or a text message that has an attachment from an unsolicited source that you weren't expecting, you never want to open it. At the least, it's going to take you to a fake website. But at the worst, it's going to affect your computer or your device with a virus. For example, this has an HTML file attached. Those can be very dangerous. Those could actually install something harmful on your device, or more likely to install something harmful. So you get a text message like this, even though it looks legit, has a logo on it, and don't trust an attachment. You'll never get a legit text message like this from USPS, UPS, FedEx. They do not send messages like this. Here's another example. Similar to the last one, it's got a PDF file attached. Same rule applies. Never open attachments you weren't expecting. And you can see this example. It came from a U.S. phone number. It's not even like it came from a foreign number. So you can't trust these undeliverable text messages, if you did click a link, it might take you to a website that looks like this. And it'll look legit. It'll have USPS's logo, their color theme, right? This looks pretty legit. It's got a fake tracking number. But then it asks your shipping information, your payment details, and it's going to, anything that gets entered gets stolen. That's how this scam works, and that's why you can't trust it. And we've already seen reports for this scam starting to pick up already as the end of the year. We're in the last quarter of the year now. So we're seeing this scam picking up already and more reports coming in about this one. And it's only going to get more common as the holidays approach. So be aware of this one. These undeliverable package scams. FedEx, USPS, UPS, they'll never send you text messages like this. But there also is something else important to know about this type of scam. So I shared with you a bunch of text message versions of this scam and a lot of other text message scam examples on this live stream. But something to keep in mind is in almost every case, a text message scam, it has an email version of that scam too. Right? Because they can easily be adapted to email. And vice versa. The email scams, many of them have just a text message version too of that scam. Because they both, the whole point of them, these text messages, emails, they try to direct you to these fake websites. And they could do that through an email, text message. So a lot of these examples I'm showing you of text message scams, be aware of that there's probably an email version too. And vice versa. The email scams are showing you there's probably a text message version as well. It's not one method safer than the other. You always have to have that guard up, whether the communication comes through a text message or an email. As is evident in this case, because I just showed you a bunch of text message examples, but there's also an email version of these undeliverable scams. Undeliverable package scams. And we were actually the first and only organization to report on this version of this scam too. There were nobody else had any screenshots of this type of undeliverable package scam available, and nobody else was reporting this email at the time, or as far as I know until this date. But we were the first to release a report on it in a detailed video about this specific version of the undeliverable package scam that comes via email, right? So I showed you a bunch of text message version, but here's the email version. And you see it's got the FedEx logo at the top. Your package appears to be delayed. And you see it's dated November 16th, right? So you can see it's during the holidays last year, or as Black Friday is approaching, because that's when we're going to start seeing these. And not only do we have this example, but here's one that impersonates UPS a week later on November 22nd. The FedEx one is on the 16th. The UPS is on the 22nd. Right? You can tell they're the same type of scam. They have the UPS logo just like they got the FedEx logo. And what's interesting about this type of scam, they both say your package has been delayed or missing. But instead of saying they have to pay a redelivery fee, like the text message version that we showed you, this one offers you a compensation product that's worth over $100 in value to make up for the delayed or missing package. It's a scam right off the bat. It'd be great if FedEx, UPS offered us free gifts every time our package was delayed or missing. It doesn't happen. So rest assured, if you get an email claiming you're entitled to some kind of compensation package from UPS or FedEx, it's a scam. Don't trust it. And as you can see in these two emails that came last year, right in time for Black Friday, right? November 16th, November 22nd, right in time for the holidays. Expect to see these again very soon. Very soon. We're probably going out already. So anyway, be aware of these undeliverable package scams, whether it's a text message or an email. We actually have a couple videos about this type of scam, so go check that out and make sure your loved ones are aware of it. Undeliverable package scams. And just be aware, UPS, FedEx, USPS, they'll never send out an email or text message like that. And what's interesting, this type of scam overseas. This type of scam too, we see it overseas with whatever delivery companies they have over there. So just be aware and don't fall for it, especially as the holidays approach. This one's important to be aware of. How are we all doing out there? Let me know if you're watching. We just rounded our second hour here, entering the beginning of our third hour. We start at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. So every Thursday, usually go about 3-4 hours. We're going to be going, still feeling like we'll go between 3 and 4 hours today for sure. So we're going to at least 9 o'clock. So we got at least a good hour left. So hey, let me know you're watching. Give us a like. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Help us spread awareness about these scams. This is our mission here at Scam Aware 101 if you're just joining. Our mission is to spread awareness about these scams. And all these scams, they target individuals. It's important to be aware of these scams. So you protect yourself, protect your loved ones. We go over about 20 different types of scams on this live stream. We share examples of them. We're a little more than halfway through with all the examples. We still have a lot more coming up over the next hour to share with you, all important to be aware of. So please like, follow, subscribe, help us spread awareness. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching, and share your experiences. We want to hear your stories. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just let me know in the chat and the comments as we continue. Next scam we're going to talk about here are fake retail website scams. This is basically when scammers create these fake retail websites to sell products that are never delivered. The whole point is just to steal payment details and personal information from the victims. Usually victims, they get lured in by unbeatable deals and they lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers, so be aware the holidays are coming, and for those seeking trending items. So I love it. This gives me an excuse to mention Labubus, right? Watch out this year for Labubus. They're trending items. There's going to be lots of fake ones or scam websites that aren't even going to sell you, aren't even going to send you a fake one. They're not even going to send you a real one either. They're just going to steal your money. So be on alert for these Labubu websites and offers that seem too good to be true. So let's take a look at some examples of these fake retail websites. And what's interesting about these examples I'm going to show you right now are actually where the previous scam example I showed you, the undeliverable package email, it actually took you to these examples I'm going to show you as far as items it was offering. But it evolved into a fake retail website scam. So I'm using these examples for both. So let's take a look here. You can see Black Friday, got the fake Black Friday banner across the top. And it's saying you get these headphones valued at $175. You get them for just paying shipping, which is a common tactic scammers use. You'll see these advertisements or these offers for something worth $100, $200, and they'll say, just pay for shipping. That's how they trick you. You think you found this unbelievable offer. What they're really going to do is they're going to steal any details you enter, shipping, payment, etc. And this is a real example of one of those fake retail websites that does that. Now be aware of these for the holidays because they're coming. Another one, same scam. This one's a portable heater. It says it's worth $175. Just pay for shipping. It's a scam. It's going to steal whatever details you enter here. Now, if an offer sounds too good to be true, probably is. I have another example here of a fake retail website. Same deal. Black Friday banner across the top, making it sound like you're getting some great deal for the holidays. They like to use trending items. The wireless earbuds are a trending item. You see this is from last year, November 27th, 2024. So it's not even a year old yet. This is last year during the holidays. So we're going to see this exact same scam pop up again this year. Be aware of it. And the websites, they'll look legit. These look like real, they're nice, professional looking. Make you think you have some great offers. Says these earbuds are worth $175. But you get them for $8 to pay for shipping. It's a scam. Don't fall for it. Be aware of it. And then look, there's a few ways you could end up on these fake retail websites. One way is on social media ads, right? You could be on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You come across these ads where it's got this amazing offer, just pay for shipping, right? Because scammers can purchase ads on social media too, right? So just because it's an ad you see on social media, you still have to be suspicious and skeptical. If it's too good to be true, be careful. Don't trust it. Google search results, right? Scammers pay for sponsored listings and search results too, just like any other business. So just because you found the results on Google, came up under sponsored listings, doesn't mean you could trust it. Right? Make sure that you're actually going to a real website, a trusted website, and don't trust search results, whether they're sponsored or not. You have to still be suspicious. If an offer sounds too good to be true, too good to be true. And then, of course, there's just advertisements, banner ads on trusted websites, right? You may be on a trusted website that you're on all the time, but they use a third party for their ad provider. Third party, scammer purchases an ad. You could be on a trusted website and boom, you get a banner ad to some fraudulent website, some fake retail website, offering earbuds, for $8. Don't trust it. It's a scam. Be aware of it. And always have your guard up. Research a site, see how other people report it, if anybody else has used it before. In all these examples, when I researched these sites, there was nothing about them. They were so new. They were put up so quick just for the purchase of scamming. They weren't even listed on search engines yet. So finding nothing about a website is just as bad as finding bad reviews about a website. Right? You want to always find trusted reviews. You know, preferably someone you actually know who's purchased and from the website before and had a good experience. Even strangers could be bots or scammers. So anyway, be aware of these fake retail websites. Emails, right? You get these emails saying special offer. They impersonate a retailer. A special customer, valued customer discount. Get your free earbuds for just pay shipping. Get your free pair of jeans, just pay shipping. You know, anything. You get an email offer like that, you have to be suspicious. They'll impersonate a retailer you use, and you click that link. Suddenly you're taken to this website that you don't recognize, and you get your information stolen. So be aware of it, especially during the holidays. This one picks up a lot during the holidays, and don't fall for it. Let me know if you encountered any of these types of scams or if you're getting hit with a lot of them right now, especially as the holidays approach. I want to hear your stories. We're streaming live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so hit that thumbs up. Give us a like if you haven't yet. We need all the likes we can get. We need all the subscribers and followers we can get. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We're just trying to put something good out there to help everybody. It's important to be aware of this stuff. So hit that like button, help spread awareness. We'll be going for definitely another hour. So still time to spread the word about this live stream. Invite some more friends over. And we got about an hour of good content still coming up here. The next scam we're going to talk about is gift card scams. That's right. Dave says in the chat, don't click the link, don't take the bait. And don't call the phone numbers either. You can't trust any information on unsolicited call or communication. Phone numbers, links, emails. You just have to verify through official channels. And look, staying with the theme of when things are too good to be true, when offers are too good to be true, you get an email that says you got a gift card received. All right, victims receive an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on their device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. All right, so we're talking about the digital version of this. You get an email that says you received a gift card. You might say it's from a family member, a friend, a relative. You might say it's from a vendor. You might say it's from an employer, as is this example here. This one, you get an email, it says Venmo, and it says you got a $50 gift card is here. It says your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. So before you just randomly trust that link and click that link to activate it and start providing your personal information to activate this gift card, what you want to do is you want to reach out to the person it's supposedly from. So in this case, you'd reach out to the employer and say, hey, did you actually send me an employee rewards card? Right? Or if it said a family member or a friend, you reach out to them and say, hey, did you actually send me a gift card? Right? You're going to want to say thank you anyway, right? So two birds with one stone. Verify it's actually real first and say thank you before you go trusting any links or entering any personal information to activate a gift card. You need to be suspicious of anything that's free. Right? Offers that are too good to be true or free. And this is just the email version of this scam, but we're going to show you a snail mail version of this scam shortly. So important to be aware of these gift card received scams, or in this case, the email version of that scam. At the very least, they're going to try to steal your personal details, but at the worst, you click that link, you can install some malware on your device or a virus on your device. So, important to be aware of. How we doing out there? Just updating the agenda here. We got lots more good stuff coming up. Let me know in the chat what scams you're seeing, which ones you're encountering, what ones you want to talk about. We got plenty more that we're going to discuss and go over, but if you want to talk about anything specific or share a story or experience, I'd love to hear it. I'll do my best to answer any questions and give advice. Updating the agenda, seeing what else we got here. We got some good stuff coming up still. Good. Yeah, we're gonna go over some snail mail scams in a little bit. Those are always fun. Right, still some postcards and letter examples. We got some QR code scams we're gonna talk about coming up. We got some good stuff coming up still. So still a good time to get some more people in here. If you're just joining, make sure to join our free mailing list over here on scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. We'll send you updates, reminders about when we're going live and when we add new content. Won't spam you or send you junk mail, I promise. You can unsubscribe at any time, but I don't think you will because it's a useful mailing list that we don't use. So join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. You can also follow us on all your favorite social media. And we're on YouTube. We have super thanks enabled and memberships enabled. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we always appreciate that. We have our online store. Get you some coffee mugs, some stickers, some other cool stuff on our YouTube store, and check that out. Donate, scamware101.com/donate. We'll happily take donations. You scan the QR code on your screen too. But just at the very least, hit that like button, give us a follow and a like. We're just trying to put something good out there and help people be aware of these scams that are important to be aware of and currently circulating and targeting you and your loved ones. And now it's time for the quick second 5-minute coffee break of the live stream, because we usually take a quick 5-minute. We've been going since 5:45 here. So about 2.5 hours in. We're going to at least 9. Lots of good stuff still coming up. So stay tuned. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. I'm going to go refill this coffee mug real quick. And we're going to keep going. We got some more good stuff coming up for next 45 minutes or an hour or so. So stick around and say hi. Let me know you're watching. Be back momentarily. All right. How we doing, everybody? That concludes our second and final coffee break for the live stream. We're going to we're going to proceed uninterrupted for the rest of the live stream. So if you're just joining, welcome. We still got about an hour left. Lots of good stuff we're going to go over. My name is Jared. I'm with Scamware 101. Our mission is to spread awareness about common scams that are circulating and targeting individuals like you. You, me, your loved ones, your friends and family. These scams target everybody. So it's important to be aware of them. And one of the ways we spread awareness, besides our YouTube channel where we release videos and our Facebook pages, is we do this live stream every week. Every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So usually 3 hours, 4 hours, about 2.5 hours in right now. So we're going for at least another 45 minutes or so. We're going to be going probably till a little after 9-ish, I'm thinking. So we'll see. But we'll go even longer if we get a lot of people watching. So there's still time to invite some friends, help spread awareness about these scams. And we're going to continue talking about more of these scams and sharing some examples with you right now. But before we dive back into all those, you can join our free mailing list at scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and some useful scam awareness tips. You can unsubscribe anytime. We won't abuse the privilege of having your email, I promise. And it's free. So check it out, scamaware101.com, and hit join mailing list. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms on YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. So give us a follow, a like, a subscribe. We always appreciate it. And you could also get some merchandise in our Scamware 101 merch store and gift shop here. We've got some coffee mugs available, mouse pads. We have the link on our YouTube store where you can see it all, or you can click the link at the bottom of our page here. We got some of this stuff on here. So you can help support our mission to spread awareness and all the items we picked here, they're items you can keep on your desk or give to a loved one that's always in front of them, right? It's a coffee mug, a water bottle, mouse pad, stickers. You can always put this stuff in front of them. This way it's a reminder. Don't fall for these scams. So check out our gift shop and our merch shop and help support the mission over here. And definitely join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Now let's keep going over some scams here. Well, actually, let me check the chat. We got... Hi, everybody on YouTube was talking. Hi, everybody on Facebook that's saying hi. And Instagram, good to see you all. Anybody else, make sure to say hi in the comments. Love to hear from you. But let's continue on to these scam examples to be aware of. And the next scams we're going to talk about here are actually Social Security scams. Or Social Security impersonation scams. And this is another example of you have to have your guard up where we're being targeted through text message, through email, through phone, right? Any communication claiming to be from Social Security, you have to be on guard and alert for. Because we know that scammers love to impersonate Social Security. They love to impersonate the IRS too, which we'll talk about shortly. But as far as these Social Security impersonation scams go, the scammer impersonates Social Security officials and usually claim there's a problem with the victim's number or benefits. They'll threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. Scammers also send fake emails that appear to be from Social Security, but they'll link to dangerous websites. And that's one of the examples we're going to share with you as an email version of a Social Security scam. But it is very important to be aware of phone calls from scammers impersonating Social Security. Right, if somebody calls you out of the blue that you weren't expecting, an unsolicited phone call, they say they're from Social Security, hang up and call Social Security directly. You can't trust it, regardless of what the caller ID says, regardless of what the person on the other end knows about you. You'd always need to hang up and verify if you're concerned that it's real. But don't engage with the unsolicited phone call from somebody claiming to be from Social Security. So keep your guard up when it comes to phone calls. But back to the example that we're going to share with you here. We're actually going to share an email version of this. And at first I'm going to show you what the email looks like on a mobile device. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like on a computer. Right? So unfortunately, it's a little harder to detect these scam emails when they come in on a mobile device. Like right off the bat, you can't see the full email address. All you see is department of. Right? So it's hard to tell unless you actually click on it and view what the email is. And then as you read the email, it says, to see your statement, please download the file from this link. And it looks like the link points to ssa.gov, which is Social Security's website. All right, and it says, we hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration services. So to the untrained eye, somebody gets this on their phone, they might actually think it's an email from Social Security and there's a statement for them to view. All right, but this is a scam. Right, there's a fake email, it's impersonating Social Security, and if you click that link, it's going to download a virus or malicious file. Let's take a look at the same email, but on a computer, where you can see a little bit more information about it. All right, first of all, you can see the full email address across the top now. So you notice right away, okay, this isn't actually from ssa.gov, it's from some foreign email address, .co.k. So Department of Information Services, no reply at safaricom.co.k. So right off the bat, you can say, okay, this isn't even from Social Security. But you hover the mouse over the link on your computer. Now you can see more information about the link. And in this example, you could see it doesn't actually point to ssa.gov. Right? Instead, it points to this gibberish website with just letters and numbers, but it doesn't point to ssa.gov. They're hiding. They tried to hide where it actually points to. So this is an example of an email where they try to make it seem like it's from Social Security. They try to trick you into clicking a link. In this case, it claims to be a statement, but it could be any type of notification. It could say something like, there's a problem with your account. Click here to verify your information. All right, so you need to be suspicious, whether it's a phone call, an email, a text message, anything involving Social Security, be suspicious and have your guard up. Let me know if you received any emails or Social Security scams like this one. If you're just joining, say hi in the comments in the chat too. I want to hear from you. Let me know you're watching. Give us a like, a follow. I'm trying to spread awareness about these scams. And these scams, they target everybody. Oh yeah, and before we go to our next scam too, just one more note about Social Security scams. This picture is actually of a legit envelope from Social Security. Right? So this envelope arrived from Social Security. It's real. And just to give you an idea of how big of a problem scams are with Social Security, is they actually have warnings on their envelopes. On their real envelopes, they have big warnings. Scam alert. Scammers are pretending to be government employees. They may threaten you and may demand immediate payment to avoid arrest or other legal action. Do not be fooled. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up. Do not give them money or personal information. Report the scam. All right, this is an actual example of a letter from, or an envelope containing a letter from Social Security. It's such a big problem. They're warning everybody on their envelopes of these, scam alerts and Social Security impersonations. So it's got to be a problem if they're actually getting their envelopes all printed up like this. Just a note about that and why it's important to be aware. Don't think it can't happen to you. Next scam we're going to talk about are tax and IRS impersonation scams. These pick up during tax season, but really until recently, I was getting a lot of reports about this one. So it seems to have slowed down a little bit, at least as far as I've heard and noticed. But once, usually the second, third quarter of the year, this scam is extremely popular, and there's probably still circulating right now. But basically how it works is fraudsters impersonate the IRS or tax authorities. There's been some examples of the Department of Revenue scam that's going around. It impersonates Department of Revenue as a text message. But in any case, fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, declaiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties and arrest. Sometimes they'll demand payment by untraceable methods. Right, so there's that tactic. Right, they'll get a phone call. They'll say they're with the IRS. They say you got to pay immediately. You owe back taxes. Right, so that's one version of a IRS impersonation scam. And again, just like Social Security, you have to be aware and on guard, whether it's an email, a text message, a phone call. We know that scammers are impersonating the IRS in all those different ways. Right, but an example we're going to share is actually of a text message. And this is a recent one, a warning recently from the IRS this year. They actually provided this example as a warning. And basically, you get a text message. It says Internal Revenue Service across the top, impersonating the IRS. It says you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 to 2 days. And it's got the link to the fake website. But this is actually going to steal your information. It makes you think, oh, you're going to get a payment. Just make sure your details are up to date. All right, but it's a scam. Any details you provide is going to steal. You enter your bank account details, because that's what it means. It's saying, hey, enter your bank. Make sure, enter the bank account you want your money to go to. It's a scam. They're just trying to steal your bank details. And there's that red flag, too, at the bottom of this example, where it's got the please reply with yes and reopen. It's always that red flag, too. You see that at the bottom of these text messages. But anyway, so you got to be alert, whether it's a phone call, a text message, any kind of impersonation claim to be the IRS. Sometimes they'll say there's an issue. Sometimes they'll just ask you to confirm information. But either way, you can't trust it if it's an unsolicited contact. You need to confirm through official channels. Don't click the link. Don't trust any phone numbers that says to call. If anything, go directly to the IRS website. Don't go clicking this link or trusting the text message. So my nose is itchy. Anyway, another example of a tax scam to be aware of. Right? It's not necessarily an IRS impersonation scam, but it's a tax forgiveness scam. And this one picks up a lot during tax season as well, and it finally starts slowing down now. But basically, these tax forgiveness scams, usually start off with a threatening phone call that claims you owe back taxes, and they're trying to convince you to call it back. And I have a phone call, actually 2 examples of that I'm going to play for you right now. So let's take a listen to the first one here.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick. And I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
So that's one version of a tax forgiveness scam. And you can tell right off the bat that it's scammy. There's red flags because right off the bat, first of all, it's a recording, right? And it starts off with, you owe back taxes. So right off the bat, it's trying to scare you into like, something's wrong. You got to call us back. And it's playing that same recording for everybody. It doesn't know the difference between you or anybody else. It's just calling number after number and it's playing the same recording, right? And a recording's going to say, you have back taxes with you or not. It's just trying to scare you. Then it's going to say, but you have to get back to us this week, right? So they're trying to force some urgency and force you into acting quickly instead of thinking it out and take your time. Oh, I better call back this week. Oh, no. Right? So there were a couple of red flags right off the bat of like tricky, scammy tactics there. And you get a lot of these calls during tax season. Lots of people reported different variations of this call. And look, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you think that you have some kind of tax forgiveness benefit or availability, reach out to your accountant, reach out to the actual accountant. Don't trust these random phone calls that use these shady tactics to scare you into calling them. And also, the phone call example started off by saying, this is the activation department. What does that even mean? It didn't even start off with like a legit company's name. So don't trust phone calls like that. Any type of tax forgiveness voicemails and calls. I actually have one more example I'm going to play for you. This one's funny. Excuse me. Because this one, it's a robocall recording, but it's designed, it has pauses after each question to make you think you're talking to a person. So like the first minute, it'll ask a question, it has a pause, and it acts like it's a real person that's listening. So I'm going to play this recording for you, and you'll notice that I don't answer any of the questions. I just stay silent the whole time, and you can see how the recording just kind of goes along for a minute and then tries to hand you off. Well, you'll see. Here, I'll play another example of these tax forgiveness calls. Here's another one.
Hello?
Hello? I can hear you now. My name is Anthony. I'm actually one of the assistants to the director for the National Tax Relief Program. How you doing? Great. So listen, I've personally been tasked with reaching out to make sure you received information about a brand new federally approved program designed to help people who may be dealing with tax debt. It's called the Tax Dismissal Program. It's something that's helped thousands people reduce or sometimes even completely eliminate what they owe to the IRS. Can I ask you, do you currently owe any back taxes at the moment? Okay. Do you have any unfiled tax years or any unpaid back balances? Okay, great. Let me get you this updated information. You're just going to hear a brief recording. Okay, so this special program has been recently approved.
I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to stop it there. But you see how it's a fake phone call, right? And they try to trick you and make you think that you're talking to a real person. It has like the pauses built in, like it's actually a real person. But it's a scam. Right off the bat, it's first of all, it's a fake person. They're trying to trick you. They're trying to trick you right off the bat. So why do you even trust a company like that? But it's pretty funny how, like, you heard those pauses there. I didn't say anything. I just stayed silent. He's, oh, okay. Yep, okay. And let me ask you another question. You know, it's just a recording. So these shady scammers, they have these robocalls and these recordings. And because of AI, they can now sound more realistic and more believable as well. You know, both of those recordings sounded pretty realistic as far as a person's voice goes. It didn't sound automated. It sounded pretty friendly, right? So that's because of AI now. You used to kind of be able to almost be a little judgy about scammers because a lot of times they'd have an accent or there'd be a language barrier and a little bit. But now it's like they sound like real people. They use AI, right? And they could clone voices too. So anyway, be aware of those types of scams. You know, these realistic sounding phone calls, whether in person to IRS or a tax forgiveness service or Social Security. You know, any kind of government impersonation scam, really. Now, remember back to those red flags we talked about too. If you're talking to someone that's claiming to be a government agency, Social Security, IRS, they start asking you for gift cards or cryptocurrency. It's a scam. Don't trust it. 100% it's a scam. Don't go depositing money in a Bitcoin ATM. Don't go purchasing gift cards. It's a scam. IRS, Social Security are never going to ask for that. All right, so be aware of that. The next example we're going to talk about, I'm going to share with you. And by the way, if you're just joining, say hi in the live stream chat here. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Let me know you're watching over in the comments and chats. I want to hear your story and I want to hear if you've encountered any of these scams. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. I always appreciate it. But this next scam, I've just been calling it a discount gift card scam. And I think it's pretty clever. I have a phone call that I'm going to play for you, a voicemail. And basically, let me just set up how this scam works. You receive this phone call, and the one I'm going to play for you impersonates Comcast. But the scammer impersonates your internet provider, your phone provider, whatever the case. Be Comcast, Verizon, Xfinity, whoever. Right? There's all different versions, I'm sure. But this version, they impersonate Comcast. And the voicemail says that your 50% promotional discount expires today. So that means that your bill's going to double. All right? So call back this number to talk about it. All right? They're impersonating Comcast. And that's the whole point of this. They're trying to trick you into calling back this number, which is actually a scammer. It's not really Comcast. It's just a scammer trying to scare you and be like, hey, your bill's going to double. You got to call me back. All right? And you think you're calling back Comcast or your provider, whatever the case, which is the whole point of this voicemail. I'm going to play you now. And then after we listen to this voicemail, I'll tell you how the scam proceeds when you call back. But what's important is if you get a voicemail like this, be aware that this is a type of scam. In my case, I'm not a Comcast customer, so I knew instantly this is a scam. But someone that is a Comcast customer, especially or somebody for another provider that this scam might impersonate, it's important to be aware of these things. But anyway, let me play the voicemail and I'll explain how the scam works if you were to fall for this callback. Let's take a listen first.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
Right, so it says that your 50% discount is going to expire by the end of the day. That means your bill's going to double, right? And they say you got to call back now, being all like urgent and threatening, kind of, right? And notice how it didn't even leave a real number. It has a whole red flag where it says call back to the number shown or the number displayed. Right, so it didn't even leave a real phone number, which is always a red flag when they're saying call back the number displayed. But anyway, the whole point of this is to trick you into calling back that number, and you think you're talking to Comcast. That's what they're trying to get you to think you're talking to Comcast or your internet provider. And they're going to tell you, well, the discount offer, your 50% discount promotion, it's expired. So your bill's going to double. Or what you could do is we're having a new promotion with Apple or a new promotion with Target. And what you could do is you go purchase a $500 gift card and you can give it to us. You pay for the year, and you'll still get that discount. You just have to go purchase a $500 gift card and pay for it that way. Right? And that's the scam. They're trying to trick the victim into thinking that they're talking to Comcast. If they pay with a gift card, they get this big discount. All right? And that's how that scam works. So the victim goes out, purchases a gift card, gives it to the scammer. The scammer makes out with a $400 gift card. And then eventually in the following month or whatever, the victim, realizes when they get the bill, oh, wait, nothing changed and what's going on here. And that's when they realize. But that's too late. You can't get a gift card back. That's why it's always a red flag. When someone's asking for gift cards or cryptocurrency, it's a red flag because it's hard to get those currencies back once they're gone. Right? You can't get those gift cards back. Once the scammer has pictures of those gift card numbers, that's it. Like the funds are gone. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting example of a phone call scam where you get a voicemail, they impersonate your internet provider, and it's a trick to get you to call the scammer. It's another example of them trying to trick you to call them. Just like a tech support scam, they trick you into calling a fake tech support number. Or a customer service scam, they trick you into calling a fake customer service number. Or in this case, they're tricking you into calling a fake internet provider or cable provider's phone number. Right? So always be alert, always be aware. Interesting stuff. Let me know if you ever received any scams like that or a phone call like that. We're going to continue into some more scams right now. But if you're just joining, say hi. Let us know you're here in the chat or on Facebook. I see Lewis talking over there. Always good to see you, Lewis. Wink, wink. We've got you over on YouTube. A couple people over there. Good to see you in the YouTube stream. We got some people over on Instagram. So we got some people around here. Nice. Good to see everybody. Keep on saying hi. Keep on talking. Let us know you're watching. Let us know what you want to talk about and share your experiences. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep on showing you some more examples here and sharing some scam awareness tips for you. But if you haven't joined our free mailing list yet, make sure to go to scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you some useful tips, some reminders when we're going live, all important stuff to help you be more aware about scams. So it's scamaware101.com. Join the free mailing list. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. Most active on YouTube and Facebook, though, so definitely check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Give us a follow and a subscribe and a like, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Now let's continue talking about some more scams over here. And you know what? The last live stream we did, we actually started talking about some QR code scams separately. Before we had them all kind of clumped in with our snail mail scams. But they're worth having a little bit of a section of their own about here. So we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to talk about QR code scams right now. Just bear with me 1 sec. I'm just updating the schedule here. I just want to keep it somewhat accurate for you. Yeah, cool. We're going to go to about 9:15, 9:30, it looks like. Good stuff. All right, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. Still got some good things coming up here. We got a good, what was it, 8:40 here? Yeah, we got a good 45 minutes or so left of some more content. So still good time to invite some more people in. Say hi in the comments. Give us a like and a follow. We need it. The more subscribers we get, the more followers we get. It matters. You know, we're just trying to spread awareness of our content. We don't have a lot of money we're throwing at it here. So definitely liking, spreading awareness, following, subscribing, clicking like, even just saying hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. It helps. So say hi in the chat. Don't be shy. Hit follow, hit like. We want to hear from you. Over at Scamaware 101. And, you know, of course, make sure to join our free mail list. Scamaware101.com. And we're going to continue with some more scam aware tips right now. Oh yeah, and also don't forget our merch shop, our gift shop and merch shop. We get some scamware mugs, some travel mugs, got mouse pads, stickers, Help support our mission that way too. So all useful stuff. Remind you not to fall for scams. So check it out. It's on our YouTube store, and we also have the link on our website. So now let's talk about QR code scams, because we're seeing more and more of this. It kind of breathed new life into snail mail scams and the physical scam. And what am I talking about when I'm saying QR code scams? Well, let's start with our first example, which is a free gift postcard, right? So you receive a postcard in the mail. It's actually in your mailbox. It says you got a free gift, right? But it's got a QR code to scan. So we'll start with that. You scan these QR codes, they'll take you to a malicious website. The website will steal your information or install something, some malware on your device, right? Because that's all a QR code is. And thanks to COVID, pretty much, everybody a lot of people learned how to scan QR codes, how it works. You know, when everything kind of went like hands-free, you know, and touchless, QR codes kind of became more popular. People were scanning the menus, the QR codes on the menus and things like that. So scammers keep up to date. So they started putting QR codes on their old traditional scams. They sent out a postcard offering you a free gift before you had to type in a website address. Now, they just put a QR code on it to scan. And here's an example of what that postcard might look like. Notice how they got the wireless earbuds, just like the fake retail website had before. Important to be aware of that, right? The scammers, they know the hot items, and they use it across their scams. In this case, they're sending out this postcard. It's got the QR code. They're offering you free earbuds. So it's going to take you to a fake website that steals your details and your logins, your credit card number. You know, and this is an example of a QR code scam or a snail mail scam too. It could double as a snail mail scam, meaning it arrives in your mailbox. Or you can see it out in public, which, by the way, that goes back to, you know, the good QR code and good security is don't trust random QR codes that you see in public. You be careful scanning them. And it's funny, I know it's a little ironic that I mentioned that since I have a QR code on my screen, right? But I'm going to use the QR code on my screen right now as an example. Okay, so let's say you want to donate to Scamaware 101. You could go to scamaware101.com/donate, right? And that's where that QR code on the screen points to. The thing is, you could see under that QR code, I actually have the URL shown there. So you don't have to scan that QR code. You can just go directly to scamaware101.com/donate, right? And that's the safest way to handle a QR code. The safest QR code is one you don't have to scan. Right? And that's in this case. You should be able to see where it's supposed to go. And that's why you see the URL, the address of the website under the QR code in this case. You don't even have to scan the QR code. You just go directly to the website. And that's really the best way you could handle QR codes when you know where it's supposed to go. You know, skip scanning the QR code, just go directly to the website. That helps ensure you're going to be taken to a legit URL link. So anyway, it's important to be aware of when it comes to QR codes and scanning them in public. Be careful and don't just trust any QR codes. Same thing as clicking links. You don't want to just click any random links. But let's continue talking about QR code scams. You know, in this case, this was a free gift card offer. You know, it comes as a postcard, or it could be a flyer. You know, any type of offer that comes with a QR code on it, saying scan this QR code. Be suspicious. You know, there's no free gifts. It's too good to be true. It probably is. And be suspicious of scanning QR codes, especially when they just arrive to your mailbox unexpectedly. It's like it's your lucky day. Let's talk about some more QR code scams here. Take a minute to talk about brushing scams. Oh, I don't have my files here. I'm brushing scams. It should be here, but I don't see it. But I have to skip brushing scams. We did a video about these brushing scams, though. Give me one more second here. If I can't find it, I'll skip the brushing scams one. But we do have a video about it. You should check out the brushing scams. I'll explain what they are right now. So what the brushing scams are is you actually receive a postcard or a small package. You actually receive it mailed to you. So you receive this random package in your mail. This random package is random envelope, and it has some worthless item in it. Some examples have been like sunflower seeds or a key ring or a ping pong ball. Just some kind of worthless item just comes randomly in a package with no return address and no details. So people start wondering, what's going on here? Why am I getting all these strange packages that are arriving here? And there was even a little bit of a panic. People thought that something's going on with China sending malicious seeds to Americans. And there's a whole, it started going conspiracies and all this crazy stuff. Well, it turns out what this is known as a brushing scam. And all this really is, as far as brushing scams go, is these scammers, they want to get reviews on their fake websites. Right? So what they do is they purchase a whole bunch of these worthless little items that get sent through their website, right? Cost them a couple cents, whatever. But then because they make the purchase, they're able to leave a fake review. So they have to put fake information each time. They don't really care who. They just put in some random person's information address. It could be some random address they make up in their head, right? Point is, they're able to leave a review on this item. So meanwhile, some random person gets a package delivered. They're like, why did I just get a ping pong ball? Why did I just get sunflower seeds? Why is it? And it causes a panic. When at the end of the day, it's just scammers creating reviews for their fake websites, trying to boost up the review rating, make their fake websites seem more legit. So that's what these brushing scams are. Now, what does that have to do with QR codes? Well, some people report that these packages might come, or you might receive a letter that all it has is a QR code on it. It doesn't say who it's from. And what happens is it tricks people into scanning these QR codes. It actually takes them to a malicious website or installs a virus. So if you receive a random package, regardless of what's in it, you receive a random package that has no return information, just a QR code to scan, be suspicious, right? Because that QR code could be trying to trick you into going to a malicious website or installing a virus on your computer. Right? You receive a random letter, it doesn't say anything much about it, and it has a QR code to scan. Don't trust it. It's an unsolicited QR code. You have to be suspicious about that type of thing. And brushing scams, they start becoming more popular during the holidays too, because people are receiving more packages, and it tends to pick up during the holidays. We usually start hearing about these scams more too. So just be alert. You hear something about brushing scams, know that it's commonly referred to. A lot of times they refer to the whole review scam where you get the package. They refer to that as a brushing scam. But they also refer to these if you get a package with a QR code that you weren't expecting. They've been referring to that as a brushing scam too. So it could be a little confusing. Point is, don't freak out if you get a package that has like sunflower seeds or something in it. Just whatever, throw it out. It's garbage. And don't trust any QR codes that you weren't expecting that come in the mail. In either scenario. Which you should really not trust QR codes in general, like I mentioned. It's the same as clicking links. You have to be suspicious about them. Anyway, I thought I had some examples of that brushing scam to share with you. I don't, but we do have a video on our YouTube channel that you go check out as well if you're interested and want to learn more about these brushing scams. But let's continue to our next example of a QR code scam. In this case, it's going to be... I just started adding this section, so I got to get my notes organized for this one. But in this example of a QR code scam, it's going to be these fake parking meters. All right, and you can see on my screen a report that came in, a warning from the BBB. Warning. This was last year, in July last year. And it's warning that the QR code on your parking meter might be a fake. It might be a scam. Because what these scammers do is they print their malicious QR codes out, and they paste them, or they put them on a sticker, and they put it on top of the legit one that's on a QR code. So the victim thinks that they're paying for parking. They scan a malicious QR code. They're actually paying a scammer. They're giving their details to the scammer. And to add insult to injury, after paying a scammer, they eventually get a ticket for parking because they didn't pay for parking. So anyway, you need to watch out for that. When you're dealing with QR codes, you always want to make sure it doesn't look like it was a sticker that was placed on top of something or that was tampered with. It indicates it could be a malicious QR code that a scammer put there. Right? They're putting them on parking meters. So be aware of that. And sticking with the theme of QR codes and parking ticket scams, another scam to be aware of are fake parking tickets that are left on your windshield. And these fake parking tickets might have a QR code to scan. Here's an example, one from Houston, right here. This April 27th, 2025, so you see it was recent. Right, this was left on somebody's windshield. It's made to look like the city of Houston. It has a QR code. The person's covering it in the picture, but it has a QR code to scan that takes them to a fake website. So as an example of these QR code scams, you get these fake tickets left on your windshield that say, scan this QR code to pay. Be suspicious. Make sure it's a real ticket. These scammers are clever. They're constantly thinking these clever new ways to use new technologies. And as soon as the public started learning, the general public started learning how QR codes work, scammers were all over it. And it did help revive some old school snail mail scams too, right? I mean, that's what scammers did before email. They were using mail all the time to scam people. Now with QR codes, they can bring back those scams. It makes it a lot easier to get people from a physical letter onto getting them to get onto a scam website. So anyway, watch out for QR code scams. That's the point of that. There's some examples, some QR codes, scams to be aware of. And whether it's a physical QR code, right, that you find in public, it's also important to be aware of that these QR codes, a lot of times scammers will email a QR code or text it to you. Sometimes they'll do that to get past the filters, right? So you get this free gift, scan this QR code, all right, whether it's email, a letter, sometimes a pop-up on a website can have a QR code. So just be aware of, there's no safe QR code. You always have to be suspicious of a QR code, at least preview it, too. If you got to scan it, at least after you scan it, preview it before going to the actual website, if that option is available. And we're going to be seeing more and more of these QR code scams too in the future. So be aware of that. And let me know in the chats if you've encountered those types of scams. And let me know in the comments in the chat. I see people watching over on Instagram and on Facebook. I see you creeping over there. So say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're watching over in the comments. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We release new videos on YouTube. So if you don't subscribe to YouTube yet, go check out our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to that. All good stuff to be aware of when it comes to scams. We're going to continue here. So we have a few more scams we're going to talk about. Actually, we've got 3 more of the usual scams that we discuss here. And we're actually going to cover some snail mail scams right now. Because like I was saying, snail mail scams are a common thing. We're actually going to kind of like double up. Just as a reminder here, we talked about the QR code version of that free gift. You get a postcard. It's got a QR code on it. You have a free gift. Scan here. But you can't just trust it because it's a physical letter or has a QR code to scan, right? So we had that in the last example. But that's also important to be aware of whether there's a QR code or not. All right, so before we just jump right into these snail mail scams, I do want to just share that example one more time. Sorry, just bear with me. All right, just to use again for this example as far as snail mail scams go. You get a postcard, it's offered you a free gift, right? You can't just trust it, whether it has a QR code or not, right? So it'll have a website to visit. You got to be just as suspicious. So any kind of free gifts, any free offers that come into the mail, lottery, you've won a lottery. You've won a free prize. Scan here, right? You can't trust it. Very common. They arrive in your mailbox. They're actual snail mail scams. You get a letter. You get a postcard. Anything offering you something free, whether it's a QR code or not, be suspicious. All right. Now, with that said, let's talk about our next snail mail scam here, which is an inheritance scam. And this example is pretty cool that we're going to share with you. But before we do, let's talk about inheritance scams. And just because we're going to share an actual snail mail version, we see email versions of this too. So be aware of these inheritance scams. And basically how it works is victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information. So you might get an email, and again, in this example, we're going to actually share a snail mail letter. And you can see this is dated November 29th, 2024. So this is a recent example. It's not even a year old. All right. It's got 2 months ago. It's not even a year old yet. And you see, you get this actual letter. It's got the law office contact information across the top, the logo across the top. And it impersonates the law office. And basically what it says is it says that a relative of yours or someone who shares the same last name as you died about 4 years ago of COVID. her life insurance policy, you're entitled to $10.8 million. They're a law office. They can facilitate the whole thing for you, right? And then, of course, it says they will provide any relevant documents to substantiate your claim. And then they say this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. Remember that red flag we mentioned earlier about the request for confidentiality? Who are they to tell you not to tell anybody? If you're getting inheritance, you can tell whoever you want. Who are they to tell you? They got to keep it confidential. So it's always a red flag. But anyway, you can see you get this letter in the mail, and because you actually get this letter in the mail, someone might trust it more. But just because it came as in the mail, it doesn't mean you could trust it any more than an email or some other random person saying they got money for you. And what's interesting about this letter is the name of the supposedly dead client of theirs, a dead relative, share the same last name. The person this was addressed to and the last name of that relative, they were both updated to match. So the person this was addressed to, they made the letter, the relative's name match the last name of the person they sent this to. And you do a quick Google search, though, you see plenty of other people reporting this exact same scam, exact same letter, right? And it was everything was identical, except they swapped out the names to match whoever they targeted. So important to be aware that these types of scams are still around. These letters are circulating. They impersonate law offices. They'll insert your same last name to try and make it sound more convincing. And now think about this. How the scam works is what they'll try to do is before you actually receive any of this supposed inheritance, they'll try to trick you into providing fees and taxes first. And think how much fees and taxes would be on $10.8 million, right? So they have a chance of making away with a couple million if they really trick somebody. 2%. You got to pay 2% tax. Send it here. That's a couple $1 million, right? If I'm doing the math correctly. Maybe I'm not. But still, they leave with a nice chunk of change. I think it's not $2 million. What, 200,000? Yeah. I was a decimal off probably. Anyway, I'll have to cut this out of the live. But anyhow, so this is a good example of a letter you might receive. And again, just because I'm sharing the actual letter, the physical version, the snail mail version of this scam, there's plenty of email versions too of this type of scam circulating. So always be aware of some kind of large inheritance offer, any kind of prize lottery claim that you've won, especially that you didn't sign up for. They're all common scams that are designed to trick you into paying fees and taxes and then disappearing with you never getting any winnings or any inheritance. So don't fall for it. Make sure your loved ones don't fall for it. And just because it comes as a physical letter in the mail, as a snail mail letter, doesn't mean you can trust it any more than any other unexpected communication. So watch out for inheritance scams. Maybe else any get letters like that? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. I want to hear from you. Share your stories. Now we got one more scam example coming up that we're going to share, but then we're not going to wrap up the live stream yet, because how we like to wrap up this live stream is after we go through all the standard scam examples here, which we got one more left. We're going to talk about a secret shopper scam, but after that, we usually spend the last 15 to 20 minutes or so. We'll check out the scam tracker map on the AARP website, and that's my favorite part of the live stream is when we wrap up that way, because we actually get to check what reports are coming in real time. Well, the last couple days throughout the country, and we'll see if the scams we discussed covered the bulk of those reports, or if there's other scams that we need to bring attention to. So that's always my favorite part of the live stream. We're going to get to that in a few more minutes after this last scam example that we're going to share with you right now. So make sure to stick around here. Let me know you're still watching. We got some good stuff still coming up. So say hi in the chat, hit that thumbs up, and give us a like if you haven't. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. It really does help. And let's talk about this last scam example here before we get into the scam tracker map. And this last example, the snail mail scam that we're going to talk about here, it's technically been referred to as a secret survey scam, but it's actually a more familiar name would be a mystery shopper scam, right? And how this works is you receive a letter in the mail, and it impersonates, in these examples, they'll say, it impersonates Walgreens and CVS, and it claims you've been selected as a secret survey assignment. You're a secret shopper, you've been assigned as a secret survey assignment. And what's interesting about this type of snail mail scam, where you receive the letter in the mail, included in the envelope with the letter is a check. So this is actually a check scam too. Let me know in the the chat in the comments if you receive this type of scam. But anyway, let me continue. So you receive this letter in the mail, include an envelope as a check, and a letter instructs you. It says you've been selected as a secret shopper, and it wants you to go to, well, first it wants you to go to a bank and deposit the check, and then within 12 to 24 hours, it says to purchase gift cards from CVS or Walgreens. Let me show you this example first. Right, it says that this the payment in the envelope is a check for $2,480 to cover the cost of this survey and your commission. Right, so it tells you to go purchase 4 $500 gift cards and keep $450 as commission. Right, they tell you to deposit the check and then within 12 to 24 hours go and purchase the gift cards. And in this case, the letter instructs to either go to Walgreens or CVS, and it says purchase either Apple gift cards, Razer gift cards, Nike gift cards, or Steam Wallet gift cards. Right, it says to purchase $2,000 worth, keep the $450 as a commission. So, a person receives this letter. In the envelope is the check. They think the check is in hand. They deposit the check at the bank. They think they're all good. They go, purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards, send it to the scammer, and they think they're sitting pretty. Just made $450. They're all good. Right? Well, a day later, they get notified from the bank. The check bounces. The check was no good. Right? That $2,000, well, $2,400 disappears from the bank. Right? And those gift cards that you purchased, the $2,000, they're gone. You sent them to the scammer. You sent pictures of it. They've already been cleaned out. So you're stuck holding the bag. You just got scammed out of $2,000. That commission wasn't real. And on top of it, the bank hits you with a fee for depositing a bad check. Just as an extra little stab there. So be aware of this type of scam. Just because you receive an envelope that contains a check, that doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean you can trust it. That actually is more of a red flag that you can't. You're getting a check randomly that you weren't expecting. It's your lucky day. It doesn't work like that. That's red flags all over it. So be aware of this type of, they call it secret survey scam, but it's also a mystery shopper scam. You get the letter, it has a check, don't trust it. And notice how they had this gift cards, always a red flag when there's a mention of gift cards. And this is a pretty clever way to trick you into purchasing gift cards, right? And here's one more example. Same deal, it's another letter, but same idea. Purchase imitates Walgreens, CVS at the top. The amount is a little different. They include a check for $1,900, and they tell the victim to purchase 3 gift cards and then keep the other $400 for yourself. And it's very similar, except this scammer only wants Apple gift cards, whereas the other example, it had a list of 5 different types of gift cards or so. This scammer only wants Apple gift cards, but he's a little bit more open about where you get them. Whereas the last example said Walgreens, CVS. This scammer doesn't care where. He has a whole list of stores to go to. He says you can purchase these gift cards at Walgreens, Best Buy, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, Family Dollar, Meijer, Kroger, Safeway, Dollar General, Walmart, Speedway, Albertsons. So scam's the same. Idea's the same. You get a letter, has a check included. They tell you to go to a store, buy gift cards. Don't trust it. That check's going to bounce. You'll be stuck with the costs, and it's a scam. And this was actually a video we did. We released a video about this a few months ago on our YouTube channel. And people have still been commenting recently about receiving the same type of letter, same type of check scam in the mail too. So this one's still circulating. People are still reporting about it. So if you want to take a minute, check out the video on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and share it with a loved one. So there's a couple takeaways about that secret survey or mystery shopper scam. Right? Scammers still use the postal service to target individuals. They still send letters through the mail. And just because you get a letter in the mail delivered, to your home, that doesn't mean you can trust it. Don't trust unsolicited letters that include a check in the envelope. Even if a check appears legitimate, you don't want to just deposit it. You're going to get hit with a fee when it bounces. You try reaching out to the issuer of the check, confirm that the funds are actually available. But if you deposit it, expect to at least get hit with a fee when it bounces, and definitely don't trust it until you're sure the funds are cleared and you're good. It's a red flag. You get a letter with a check. People just don't go mailing out checks, so be aware of that. Any request to purchase gift cards is always a red flag, right? We talked about that earlier. Can't state it enough. Any mention of gift cards, it's a red flag. We know scammers love to get paid that way, so be suspicious. And also, just kind of as a side note, receiving a job offer without applying is a red flag. Right, so if you never applied to be a secret mystery shopper with CVS or Walgreens, it's a little strange that suddenly you get a letter with a check inside of it, right? And that goes with any kind of job offer. A text message saying that there's an amazing offer that that's available and that they saw your resume, be suspicious about offers like that. So anyway, that's it for mystery shopper scams. Check out the video we did on that one, and it's a good one. And that concludes all the scam examples and stuff that we're going to talk about, that we're going to at least share and discuss as part of the regular agenda here. But we still got another like 15 minutes, 20 minutes left of my my favorite part of the live stream here, which we'll see if you enjoy it too. We're actually going to go to the ARP scam tracker map, and we're going to see what scams are being reported recently and what to be aware of. But first, let me just count real quick how many scams we covered this evening. We started at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time, so we just crossed over our third hour, or entered our fourth hour. So we're going to go for, what are we at? We're at 3. Just crossed over 3 hours. 15, 20. Yeah, so we're about 3.5 hours. We're going to be going about 4 hours, probably, close to that. Maybe just under 4 hours here. So we're probably going to be wrapping up a little after 9:30ish. But again, we got the best part of the live stream coming up here. So if you're still watching, let me know in the chat. Let me know you're still here. Say what's up in the YouTube channel. Give me some reactions in the YouTube chat there. Hit the heart or say hi in the chat. Let me know you're still with me over on the YouTube side of things, or on Facebook and Instagram. Let me know if you're still watching over there. I know I see the viewer count up there on Facebook, so I see you watching. So say hi in the comments. Let me know you're there, and share your stories. Over on Instagram too. Want to hear from you? Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Help us spread awareness. If you're just joining and seeing us for the first time here, we do this live stream every week. It's one of the ways we try to spread awareness of these scams that target individuals. We have our YouTube channel. You join our free mailing list. Go to scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. We'll send you useful scam awareness tips, reminders about when we're going live. Definitely check that out. It's free. Scamaware101.com. Join mailing list. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can donate financially. We're happy to take it. Go to scamaware101.com/donate. You can donate to us directly, or on YouTube. We have the memberships enabled and the super thanks enabled as well on our YouTube channel. So we'll take those as well. And we have our merch store. We can get some coffee mugs and mouse pads and coffee travel mugs, stickers from Scamaware 101. So check that out. It's on our YouTube channel. We have a link at the bottom of our site to the merch store and gift store. That's all little ways you can help support the mission over here, along with your likes and follows and subscribers. We appreciate that as well. But anyway, so let's see, how many scams did we cover this evening, and then we'll get into the ARP tracker map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm going to say 21 because we kind of doubled up for the free gift postcard. So we covered over 20 scams. We covered about 21 scams. Showed a bunch of examples. All active, all circulating, right? And then multiple, and in many of those scams, we showed you multiple examples. We showed you text message versions, email versions, phone call versions. So, and that's only a fraction of the scams out there. That's only the most common ones that are circulating right now. So there's over 20 different types of scams, all different examples of them. The scammers are winning. They're making a lot of money and they're winning, right? So you need to be aware and protect yourselves. But anyway, let's get to this last portion of our live stream here. Again, if you're still with us, let me know. Especially in the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Let me know you're still watching. I want to hear from you. And let's take a look at the ARP scam tracker map, which we have a link on this on our website, scamaware101.com, tools and software. Bunch of useful links here too, by the way. We'll talk about that some other evening, or if you have some time, check it out. But the last link we have on that page is the ARP scam tracking map. So let's bring that map up. And when you bring up the map, it's going to ask if you want the location. I'm going to pick no, because I want to see nationwide. But if you want to narrow down to your location, it would. And you can see here a map from the ARP. The most recent reports are 9:30, so 2 days ago. Usually there's like a two-day lag on it. But you see the most recent reports here, and these are all from 9:30. So there's a couple days ago. Coming from all over the country, right? And what I'd like to do for the last portion of this live stream is we'll spend the next 20 minutes or so seeing what these reports say about what scams people are being targeted by. And we'll see if we covered those scams. We need to talk about them a little bit more. And again, I want to hear from you in the chat and the comments. If you're watching live, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, let me know if you've encountered these scams or which ones you're receiving too. It takes a village to warn everybody. So let's take a look here. So the first report here. Fraudulent sales scam. I received a text that there was a fraudulent charge on my debit card. I pressed N, that I did not make the charges, so they called. Perfect. So let's look at the details of this report here. This is a good example of a fake order notification, which we did discuss earlier. And we have a video about this as well on our YouTube channel. But it's a good example of a fake order notification. It's trying to trick you into calling back. Let's see. Did it say who they impersonated, whether it was the bank or... I received a text that there was a fraudulent charge on my debit card. I pressed no, and then I did not make the charge. So they called me. I answered and answered a few questions before I stopped and hung up. I texted back that it was a scam. They proceeded to use my name and threatened me. Okay, so there you go. This is a good example of what would happen if you replied to one of these text messages. And earlier we shared an example of one of these fake bank text messages where it says that there's been a charge on your debit card and they're trying to trick you into engaging with a scammer, whether it's calling them back or replying them. So, important to be aware of that. Any notification claiming to be from your bank, be suspicious. Only deal directly with your bank. Don't trust phone calls or text messages like this person reports. And we did discuss that one. So this is good. So far, so good. That's 1 for 1. See what this next one is. Debt-related scam. The letter states that it's the Oklahoma Tax Commission that my husband and I owe the state. I'm counting this as we counted it because we talked about IRS impersonation scams here. Especially ones that claim you owe back taxes. But let's look at their details and see. That's also what's nice about seeing these reports is you get to see a little bit more details about the scams too, and maybe some of the newer tactics that they're using. The letter states, so it's this actual letter. Yeah, mail. So it's a snail mail scam. So they got a physical letter. The letter states that's from the Oklahoma Tax Commission that my husband and I owed a state $3,300. I read articles about the fraudulent scams before I paid, so no money was lost, but want to report. There you go. I would have loved to get a screenshot of that scam, but that one's important to be aware of. You get a letter claiming, send back taxes here. Be suspicious. Make sure to verify through the official government website, a real one. Can't trust it at face value. So I'm going to count that as 2 for 2 here so far because we talked about those tax impersonation scams. Love it. How you feeling over in the comments in the chat too? I still see you watching, so let me know if you've encountered that. I see Lewis over on Instagram. Awesome. Thank you, Lewis. Good to see you. Keep fighting the good fight, Jared. Keep fighting the fight. I'm trying, my friend. Let's talk about some more scams here. Government imposter scam. Got a call telling me my Social Security had been compromised, supposedly originating from Walmart checking on the purchase. I'm going to count that as one that we talked about too, because we talked about Social Security scams and we shared fake Walmart impersonation scams, right? But let's see what this person says about this. So they got a call telling them their Social Security had been compromised, supposedly from Walmart checking on the purchase of Wi-Fi equipment. It's like a fake order notification / Social Security impersonation. She put me in contact with the SSM, so the Social Security Administration, where I talked with Frank Lee, who in turn put me onto Peter Garcera, Federal Trade Commission. They'll do this a lot. When you end up in this conversation with a scammer, just start bouncing you through all these different departments with supposedly different agencies. He sent photos of supposed criminals being charged but not convicted of fraud. They wanted to cancel my Social Security, yada yada, asked me to transfer funds. So, look, they start going into this whole narrative. Unfortunately, this person realized, by the time he realized, he had already sent them photocopies of his driver's license and other personal information. So yeah, look, it just goes to show anything involving Social Security, you need to be suspicious. You need to hang up. Don't click links. Instead, make sure you reach out directly to Social Security if you're concerned. Make sure it's actually Social Security. These fake order notifications, which that's what it kind of sounded like. They said someone purchased Wi-Fi. So yeah, important to be aware of that. Social Security impersonation, fake order notifications. We talked about it, 3 for 3 so far. See, this live stream's where it's at. So far, so good. We're reporting on all relevant and active scams. Let's see what else. I see the phone call saying there was an attempt to transfer funds from my account using Zelle. Boom. We talked about that when we talked about the bank impersonation scams. In fact, the email, when we talked about the victim who was targeted through email, she ended up losing money through Zelle. They tricked her into using Zelle. And that's what this person's reporting here just from 2 days ago. It's a bank impersonation scam. And they say that there's somebody trying to transfer funds with Zelle. She doesn't give much more details, but that's always a red flag. If somebody calls you up out of blue, claims to be from the bank, mentions Zelle, red flag. 4 for 4, not bad. Let's see what next report here. Identity theft. First, my phone locked up via Google app. There was a message to call a number for help. I stupidly called. Let's see what this is. The person who answered said they were with Apple.com. They later referred me to a person supposed to be with my credit union. They later referred me to a person with Social Security. See, there's another example of them just kind of bouncing around. And each department will try to scam them more and more. Right? It's like, okay, Social Security will steal some information, and they bounce them to somebody that claims to be a credit union, and they steal information. And then, so it's like different scammers stealing different information. Referred to Social Security. He says, I should have picked up earlier. By then, they accessed my information. I cleared my phone. I hung up, called my credit union. They froze everything. Right? So that's the tough part. Once you give your information to scammers, then you have to go through all the pain of freezing everything. And my credit union changed everything. Go to Social Security, report it. And so the person says their phone locked up via Google app. It sounds to me like they actually got a fake alert. Right? They probably got a fake alert that said your phone's been locked. Call this number. All right, and that's how they got her. So this is like a tech support scam. So watch out for these fake virus alerts, fake tech support scams, fake authenticator pop-ups apparently. Right, they're all forms of tech support scams to be aware of. So that's 5 for 5. We talked about tech support scams. Didn't mention Google Authenticator. I'm still counting it, but there's a nice little detail to be aware of. And that's why we like looking at these reports, because they give you little details like that, which is helpful. Cryptocurrency scams and fraud. The scammer, female, goes by name Diana, and I believe her last name is Farnsworth, first contacted me on April 2025. All right, this guy looks like he might be a little detailed. Yeah, all right, let's see if we got some good details here. By the wrong phone number. There we go. So first sentence, right? This is why we talk about wrong number scams, because we know that these pig butchering or romance scams, they usually get kicked off with these wrong number scams. And that's how this guy reports it. Right off the bat, he gets contacted by a female, wrong number, right? And then eventually it's going to evolve into a crypto scam. So anyway, he gets the wrong number with this female, looking for somebody else. It went back and forth. She eventually got interested, told him to sign up for WhatsApp, right? There's that red flag. That's what we talked about. That was red flag number 1. They try to get you onto WhatsApp eventually, right? So we talked about the wrong number scam. We talked about the WhatsApp red flag. So we're on it, what we're covering here. We did chats on the site. Long story short, she got me to wire $10,000. Got $300 back, because sometimes they'll give you a couple $100 back to make it seem like it's a legit deal. But that's all just to make it seem, that's all just to trick you into making a bigger purchase. So he got $300 back. Then he sends $10,000. He ain't getting that back. It was for fake cryptocurrency on a fake Coinbase or exchange website. He supposedly made over $2 million. It's all fake. Too good to be true. And then when he goes to call out, all right, let's see. Her real goal was to get his financial info, utility info, employment info. Unfortunately, I have a fraud alert and credit report freeze set in place before this incident. Not sure if the name is correct. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the more details here for everybody. I mean, he goes in this whole background story the person has. Not sure if the name is correct. So, all right, so let's see what the backstory is. She referred to herself as Diana, but I do have 2 phone numbers on her. Those phone numbers are 305 Miami and 424 Los Angeles. She claims to have a financial degree at Columbia University, New York. She's of Asian descent. They're always Asian a lot of times. It's kind of interesting. I believe Thailand. Which, by the way, a lot of these scammers are from Asian countries and Asian speaking. There's a lot of scam compounds over there. We could talk about that some other time. But just scam compounds in these, like Myanmar, along Bangkok. So, but he continues to say she should have known better. He says he had plenty of minutes, so whatever, he can make back what he lost, even though it was $10K. 67 years old. He says he has a fraud alert in place. He says he realizes he may never get the money back, but he wanted to alert others as scam artists. So, by the way, that's worth noting. I do always appreciate it when they share their experiences with us. That's how we spot these scammers and learn new red flags. So, anyway, there you go. That's a good example of a wrong number scam leading to a cryptocurrency scam. This guy lost 10 grand. And it confirmed, the wrong number scam that we talked about. Super important to not even reply, right? If they try to get you on WhatsApp, that's a red flag. And he confirmed they're still doing that here. So, be aware of it. Man, so far we covered everything discussed here. We're good. Let's see what this next one is. Business imposter scam. Got a text from 121 area code, which doesn't exist in the U.S. Offered $3,000 per week per job with Warner Brothers. Okay, so this is an employment scam. This is one of the last ones we just talked about, right? I just said, you gotta watch out for these random text messages saying, these amazing offers. Like $3,000 per week with Warner Brothers. Remote working YouTube videos. He doesn't give more details, but that's an employment scam, and you get these random text messages. You need to be careful with those. Even if you're actively looking for employment and it says, like, we got your resume from a recruiter, that's all part of these scam narratives. You need to be suspicious and always make sure. First, I would say don't trust it at all. It comes through text message, but if you're going to ignore me, at least try to research and confirm through third parties and the company that's actually real. But I don't even trust it comes through text message. But anyway, that's 7 to 7. We're up to 8 now. Identity theft. My husband foolishly, it's always the husband, picked up a call from an unknown number and was barking at them to buzz off when I heard, this should be good. Let's see what this person has to say. Oh, okay. It sounds like a good story. By the way, you still with me? Let me know if you're watching over on YouTube. We're going to wrap up soon. We're just checking out some final reports here, just on the ARP website, seeing if we covered all relevant scams, which so far we have. Every report on the first 2 pages we've covered. So it's definitely worth watching the live stream every week when we have it, and we're still on track, and everything we're saying here is relevant. So not to toot my own horn or anything, but hey, it's worth giving us a like if you haven't yet. Make sure to subscribe, follow, and help us spread awareness about these scams. We're just trying to put something good out there, warn the public about these scams that target individuals, you, your friends, your loved ones. So if you're watching on Facebook right now, make sure to hit that like button, say hi in the comments, follow us. Definitely follow us on Facebook. It's one of the most active social media platforms we're on. And give us a like on Instagram and a follow on Instagram if you're there. And definitely on YouTube here. There's still some time to say hi. We're going to check out another couple reports here. But actually, let's continue with this person. Let's see what this person was reporting here. That's right. It sounds like it's entertaining. My husband foolishly picked up a call from an unknown number, and he was barking at them to buzz off when I heard the caller shouting out, "Is your wife X, and did she recently open a Union Plus credit card?" That was the first hook that made me talk when I should have hung up. I said I did not apply for such a card, and then he began listing places I've lived and gave me the last digits of my social security number and was used to open a credit card. Long and short, this unknown criminal was running up thousands of debt in my name, and they were working with the credit bureaus. How else? He asked, could we have all your identity information? If you're not picking up what she's putting down right now, this caller is a scam. This whole story that she's being told about someone running up debt and having her credit cards and access to her credit bureau, social security, it's all part of their scam narrative. The scammer's calling her up trying to scare her. He knows all this information about her, right? Which is something you need to be aware of. These scammers, they will know a lot about you, and they'll know these things because of data breaches. They've breached third parties and services that you've used before. They've breached the credit reporting agencies. They've breached hospitals and healthcare agencies. They've breached government agencies. They've breached third-party retailers like Target. They've breached banks, right? They have customer lists. They've breached crypto exchanges. They've breached all this stuff. So they know the last 4 digits of social security number, and they know what banks you might use already, and they know your name and your address. So they know things about you, and what's great about this lady's story and experience is she's sharing that she was convinced at first because of how much they knew about her, right? So it's important to recognize that just because these unsolicited phone calls, the people know about you, that doesn't mean you could trust it. You still have to hang up. You still have to hang up and confirm, right? Well, let's continue here. So she's getting this whole story from this person about how her identity's been stolen, this and that. We had Aura, but it was my cousin's husband's account. We saw occasional posts and warnings. Neither of us had any idea how to use Aura, blah, blah, blah. If I had, Logical. This is my belief, Tara. Sorry, I'm just reading through here. This was the real hook. Sign up and pay now, so we will begin. And then they threw in what never seemed kosher. They would debt invalidate my bank credit card with their $8,500 fee after 3 months. I don't know. I can't understand the rest of what she's going on about here. During which I should pay the minimum due, not speak to the bank. That's always a red flag, right? Weird, but the panic overrides logic. They scammed us. We're out $8,500, but I won't be scammed again. All right. So she goes on a little bit more. I'd rather give more details than less. So she gave a lot of details, which is cool. But look, the moral of that story is when these people call you over the phone and they know these things about you, that doesn't mean that it's actually who they say they are, right? And she gives that as a good example. Like she says that the caller will even say, how else could we have this information about you, right? Well, they do. So that's not good enough. You still have to hang up and verify. Never trust what anybody's telling you if it's unsolicited. You always have to verify. So that's some good examples there, and I'm going to count it as a win, too. Because it's going to count as like a bank card scam. They call up, they tell you that there's suspicious activity. What do you think? What time? 9:26? Well, maybe we should wrap up here. No, let's check. I don't know. How we feeling out there in the chat? Let me know in the chat if I should go for a couple more minutes. Check out four more results, or 4 more reports here on the AARP site before we get this wrapped up. How we all feeling? We got 20 more minutes. We'll be 4 hours on the dot. Should I go for another few more reports here? Let me know in the Facebook comments, and Instagram comments, and YouTube. Looks like we're starting to dwindle down a little bit with the viewer count, so maybe we'll get this wrapped up here. Yeah, let's get this wrapped up then. But I'm going to count that as a win. We got the first 2 pages of reports. We pretty much covered everything that was discussed there. So we're on track. If you attended a live stream, there you go. You got a lot of useful, relevant information. And if you just joined us, you missed it. You missed our live stream. But you're in luck because we do it every week. Every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We go for 3 or 4 hours. We just went just under 4 hours this evening. So we covered over 20 different types of scams. Showed you tons of examples from emails to text messages to phone calls. All important, relevant scams are still circulating. We even showed you some actual snail mail scams that get delivered to your mailbox. Traditional letters and postcards, important to be aware of. We went over some red flags to help you identify when you're talking to a scammer. We have a video about those same red flags on our YouTube channel, so make sure to check out that video later if you missed that portion of our live stream. While you're there, make sure to subscribe and like our videos over on YouTube. We need as many subscribers as we could get. It helps. It really does. We pretty much rely on your likes, subscribes, and follows to help spread awareness of these scams. We're live streaming on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So whichever platform you're watching us on right now, last chance to give us a like and a follow and a reaction, a heart, and all that good stuff, which we appreciate all of you. If you want to help out financially and help support our mission over here, every dollar is appreciated. You can donate to us directly at scamaware101.com/donate. And we have a link here at the bottom of our site too, donate or support. So we'll gladly accept your donations directly, or we have memberships and super thanks enabled over on YouTube as well. So you sign up for a membership or help us out with a super thank. Super thanks, we'll gladly take those too. We appreciate anything and it helps. But hey, just the likes, the follows, the subscribes, we appreciate that as well. So anything helps. Spreading awareness is the goal. So thank you for tuning into our live stream. Make sure if you haven't yet to sign up for our free mailing list. We'll send out reminders of when we're going live and reminders of when we share new content. So it's on scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. Again, it's free and we won't abuse the privilege. You could unsubscribe at any time, but give it a try. Scamaware101.com/ and then join mailing list. Or click join mailing list. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. Even if you don't use them, if you got them, log in real quick, give us a quick like. And you never have to use them again. But help us out. Give us a like and follow if you got them. And if you're on Facebook and you haven't followed us yet, definitely follow us. We're trying to get our follower count up there so we can accept stars and the other monetization options they have going over there on Facebook. So, but anyway, we appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to join the mailing list. We'll send you a reminder for next week's live stream next Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you again for your likes, your follows, subscribes. Share them with your loved ones. help spread awareness about these scams. You know, announce that prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to these scams. So, thank you for watching. Until next time. Until next week, I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Stay safe. And now bear with me while I shut down all these live streams. It usually takes a few minutes. Thanks, Dave. It was good to see you. Have a good night. Pleasure as always. Everybody else in the chat, still there, thank you. We're on the YouTube side of things. We get Instagram wrapped up here.